Here at UNLV, he's still looking for a winning identity. He was 2-9 last year, and now he is 3-10 coming into this game tonight. And for June Jones, in his 8th year, 53-38, his career record, he wants to start well on opening night. The Warriors have lost twice on opening night in the last 2 years, one to Florida Atlantic and then last year to UNLV. Working with me tonight is Russ Yamanoha. And Russ, when you look at these two teams, they're similar. The coaches are similar. The offenses are similar. And so are the quarterbacks.
Yeah, the quarterbacks for both of these teams are the focal points for their respective squads. Rocky Hines, we don't know if he's going to start tonight. He left the Iowa State ball game. He's a UNLV quarterback. He's out with a bad knee. We don't know if he's going to start tonight. Chances are he will, because he's a do-everything guy for UNLV. He's a transfer from Southern California, 6'5", 220, and he can bring it with his passing game and his legs. And of course, Colt Brennan for the University of Hawaii. A bad first half last week, a couple of weeks ago at Alabama, but he put it together in the second half as Hawaii made a run at the Crimson Tide. Both of these guys are going to be the highlights for their teams tonight. Both of them need to play great ball games if their teams are going to be successful.
That's true. Both looking for winning identities in their conferences. When you look at the quarterbacks, Hines 360 yards in passing so far on the season, and Colt Brennan 350 yards. So it may take some time to play this game, but when it's over, it will have been an exciting affair. When we come back, we'll progress here at Aloha Stadium, Hawaii against UNLV.
Activate our high-speed internet today and get online for only $9.99 a month for the first 3 months. It's the best value in town. To connect, call 643-0805.
How do you like the new Outlaw Burger and Outlaw Spicy Chicken Sandwich?
Awesome. I love the sauce.
Yeah, the KC Masterpiece Barbecue Sauce goes perfectly with the fried onion rings, crispy bacon, and melting cheese.
Man, that sauce is good. What?
Yeah. You got a little something.
Where?
No.
Here?
I'll get that. When your fly's open.
I'll handle that.
Good call.
This Monday.
You ready to play?
Is Premiere Monday on NBC. And the excitement kicks off with the return of Deal or No Deal. It's the hottest show with the biggest jackpots.
$6 million!
In a week-long event that'll bring you to your knees. Followed by the most anticipated show of the season.
I'm gonna be your dream come true.
Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
All that will begin in just a few minutes.
Deal or No Deal, followed by Studio 60. Premiere Monday is this Monday on NBC.
Both teams have come onto the field, Hawaii being introduced. Let's take a look at Russ's keys to tonight's game, sponsored by Kaiser Permanente. Why?
Well, for Nevada, Las Vegas, the key is running with hind legs, or hind legs, as the case may be. This guy is the do-everything quarterback for the Rebels. He's got the size, he's got the quickness, he can throw it. He's a highly touted recruit. Went to Southern California initially. Now he throws it for UNLV, transferred to Vegas. And for Hawaii, the key is to remember Bama Part 2. The first half, a couple of weeks ago at Alabama, Hawaii had a difficult time against the Crimson Tide, but in the second half of that ball game, both on the offensive side of the ball and defensively, Hawaii put it together. The Crimson Tide only 22 yards rushing in the second half, and the Hawaii defense has been known for struggling against the run, but they turned in a great ball game in the second half against Alabama.
Let's take a look now at the injury report. It's sponsored by HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii. Rocky Hines was injured in the Iowa State game, a knee injury last week, but it was a sprain. It was able to be treated, and he again assumed the lead quarterback duties on Wednesday. And so he has been practicing, and he gets the start tonight. Solomon Ilamimian and Leonard Peters. Ilamimian will not play tonight because of a knee injury, and Peters will play tonight, but he will play with rib cartilage damage, and that is very painful. He has said no matter what, he is going to play for Hawaii. UNLV comes into this game 1-1 on the season. Victory over Idaho State, a loss to Iowa State on the road. Hawaii on the road last week, a loss to Alabama 25-17. Mountain West officials tonight. When Hawaii goes up and plays UNLV next year, it will be WAC officials. That's an agreement that has been reached.
And you know, that's a big announcement for Hawaii fans because they love nothing more than going to a UNLV football game, and it's played up at Boise Stadium, and they'll be playing each other quite a bit over the next few years, Hawaii and Nevada, Las Vegas.
It has rained intermittently this afternoon. It has rained hard at times. It has rained steady at other times, but this field turf will be damp as we begin things. Hawaii will receive. And Hawaii will be moving from our left to our right as you look at it. June Jones, the Hawaii head coach in his 8th season, 53-38. He has a much better record here at Aloha Stadium. Mike Sanford, coaching for UNLV, is in his 2nd year. Sanford coming over from Utah, where he was the offensive coordinator. And he has brought this kind of 4-wide offense option and has instilled it in UNLV. Ross Dickerson and Kenny Patton are deep. And kicking off for UNLV will be Bruce Harris. Harris is a wide receiver, but all of a sudden he has been pressed into kicking chores, and he will start things off for the Rebels. Oh, there is Ben Jakely. Jakely has changed his number from number 6 to number 86. Those things happen on the college rosters. Jakely kicks off end over end, and it will go to Kenny Patton. Out of bounds at the 36. Good return by Patton. 35-yard return on that kickoff. Jason Beauchamp on the special teams, making the tackle for UNLV. Colt Brennan is the quarterback for the University of Hawaii this year. 30 of 44, 350 yards, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. He led the nation last year, 4,301 yards, 35 touchdowns, led the nation, 371 yards per game in total offense, led the nation. So he starts 1st and 10 for Hawaii with triple wide receiver to the left. 1st and 10 from the 35. That is complete. Bryce Mullen. That's enough for a 1st down. In on the play of 12. 1st down for Hawaii. Tonight's starting lineups are sponsored by Enjoy Snacks. It's time to enjoy life. There you see the Hawaii offense with Colt Brennan at quarterback. Of interest, of course, is Rivers, the wide receiver. Rivers comes in against Alabama, 3 catches for 39 yards. Hawaii, 1st down from their own 48-yard line. They come out in the 4 wides. Brennan, with time, steps up. He'll run to the 40, to the 36-yard line. Excellent decision that time by Brennan. Jay Staggs, the safety for UNLV, making the stop. And shaken up on the play for UNLV is Tony Cade. Cade, one of the safeties. This is UNLV's defense. And of particular interest is Bo Bell, 13 tackles a game. Leads the team in tackles, and he's right up there in the nation. So Bell, one of the linebackers, leading tackler. Brennan throws to the sidelines. That is complete to Bess. Bess goes out of bounds at the 20-yard line. And I'll tell you one thing right now, Russ. In this opening drive, Hawaii's just shredding this UNLV defense.
I guess the plan for Hawaii was to keep on doing what they were doing in the second half of that Alabama ball game. In the second half, they moved the ball very well. And so far in the opening drive, they're moving it lightning quick with Colt Brennan running and throwing the football.
That's Bess's 9th catch of the year. Bess came in with a total of 74 yards. Well, now things usually get tough. Hawaii has been very good between the 20s. That is a pass that is grabbed by Bess, dances out of bounds at the 11-yard line. Gain on that play close to 9 yards. We'll see where they put the ball. It will be 2nd down and 1. Jay Staggs, the safety there, to make the tackle for UNLV. Brennan looks very sharp.
Jim, you mentioned Cade coming out of the ball game. Strong safety for UNLV. Also, their starting quarterback, John Geis, is on the Rebel sideline. So they have a couple of key players on the Rebel defense already out of this ball game, at least for at this point.
2nd and 1. We'll see whether Brennan takes a shot at the end zone. No, he will give it to Ilawa. Ilawa knifes inside the 10 for the first down. And he ends up in a maelstrom at about the 7-yard line. So a first down for Hawaii on this opening drive. Excellent return to start the game by Kenny Patton coming out to the 35-yard line. Since then, it has been a grand journey. Hawaii has it 1st and goal to go at the 7. Hawaii comes out with triple wides to the near side. Ilawa is the running back next to Brennan. Brennan throws, quick pass, that is complete, touchdown, Devon Bess. Check that. It's Bryce Mullen.
Well, you gotta like the way Hawaii just came out, just picked up the football and just went to work. That time Bryce Mullen lining up closest to the tackle, sort of a wing back, and he just crosses to the outside. Everybody else goes inside. They suckers the defense in. Bryce Mullen gets a touchdown, and boy, Hawaii just comes out, just grabs momentum by the throat, just runs it right on in.
2nd touchdown of the year for Bryce Mullins. Extra point is put up, and it is good by Dan Kelly. Hawaii doesn't waste any time. 7-0.
Prepare to enter the atmosphere.
Can we have parachute online?
Now, if there is life, the Dutch will find it. What is he doing? What is that?
Now we wait.
Deal or No Deal week-long event starts Monday. That's huge! Watch and you can win great prizes.
Here's your chance to get even with the odds. Play the Deal or No Deal Beat the Odds Challenge with Hot 93.9 and KHNL NBC 8.
Listen to Hot 93.9 at 7:20 in the morning.
And pick the right briefcase for your chance to win cold, hard cash.
Beat the odds with KHNL NBC 8 and
Hot 93.9.
Central Pacific Bank sponsors the Loyalty Award by donating $100 for every touchdown Hawaii scores. Central Pacific Bank, fiercely loyal banking. Hawaii 65 yards in 6 plays. Brennan, 7-yard touchdown pass to Bryce Mullins. Brennan 4 for 4 on that drive, 45 yards. What a way to start.
Got a shot of Colt Brennan on the sideline. He hasn't even broken a sweat. And Hawaii's already up 7-0. Jim Jones has to be happy. The only thing better than that was the long play on first down for a touchdown, but I'm sure he'll take it.
Dan Kelly will kick off. Eric Wright is deep for UNLV. Wright at the 1. Good move up the sidelines, out over the 25, and finally is chased out of bounds. Quarterback for UNLV is Rocky Hines, 6'5", 220, out of Los Angeles. Transferred to UNLV from USC. He was a redshirt at USC. 29 of 50, 360 yards, 1 touchdown. And he also can run. 7 carries for 34 yards and a touchdown. First down from the 30. Ball is given to Eric Jackson. Jackson swallowed up by the black shirts. See whether he gained any yardage at all. In fact, he lost 2 yards. Here is the offense for UNLV. Great name for a wide receiver, and that is Justin Marvel. He could be just that. But Wolf is the number 1. Ryan Wolf is the number 1 receiver. Comes in 9 catches for 191 yards. Second down and 11 from the 29. Short game to the 30. Carrying the ball again is Eric Jackson. Jackson out of Palmdale, California. The defense for Hawaii. Of particular interest in this defense is Brad Kalilimoku taking over for Solomon Ilamimian. Ilamimian out with a knee injury, and Kalilimoku having to call the defensive signals, taking the place 100% of Ilamimian. Third down and 9 from the shotgun. Grice looking, chased out of the pocket. Now throws. That is complete. Great crossing pattern to Ryan Wolf. And Wolf goes out of bounds inside the 35-yard line. That's just ad-lib city. And they made it work. 38-yard gain. Hawaii had them penned.
That's going to be disappointing for the Hawaii defense. They come out and get a tackle for a loss on first down. Then they stop him for very little gain on second down. Put him in third and long. And then Hines, and this is what he brings to this UNLV football team, the ability to keep the play alive and make a big play. Gets it to Wolf. That's a big gain and a first down for the Rebels.
Able to get away from Mel Purcell. First down at the 31-yard line of Hawaii. UNLV. Grice, 4 wide. Again, chased out of the pocket. Grice now lofts it out of bounds. Excellent pressure that time for Hawaii. Keala Watson, number 93, was in on the chase as the Hounds tried to trap the quarterback. Hines runs the 100 yards in just over 10 seconds, so he can sprint. The question tonight is whether he is 100% because of that knee injury. If you look closely, you will see him wearing a brace on that right knee. Second down and 10 from the 31-yard line. Ball is given to Jackson, and Jackson cannot turn the corner. In fact, he loses a couple of yards. Great play there by C.J. Allen Jones, the outside linebacker. Allen Jones out of Aberdeen, Maryland, 6'1", 224, the sophomore. Take a look again.
Well, Jerry Glanville, the Hawaii defensive coordinator, has got to like what he sees so far. That time, Allen Jones engaged on a block, kept engaged, and still made the play. I mean, Hawaii doing a great job against the run right here. Take away that ad-lib play by Hines, and the Hawaii defense will be looking good. Let's see if they can get a stop here.
Third down and 11. In motion is Jackson. Hines looking for Jackson. Still looking. Now throws over the middle. Almost intercepted. Almost intercepted by Leonard Peters. So we'll see what UNLV will do here. They trail in this game 7-0. And they apparently are going to go for it.
Well, a couple of good plays right there. Adam Leonard just lays the lumber on a pass over the middle, and Peters almost comes up with the pick. Leonard Peters always around the football.
Wolf and Flair, the two receivers, are flanked to the right. Fourth down and 11. Grice looking, throws. That is batted down, and again almost intercepted by Peters. Well, you wonder how Peters feels with that rib cartilage. He had to extend his body that time.
You know, this guy, Leonard Peters, he's tougher than second-year calculus. Nothing can stop this guy, especially with an extra year of eligibility. He's out there just making plays. He's got that rib injury. You'd never know it by the way he plays. This guy's just loving every minute of it, especially with that extra year granted by the NCAA.
Coach jargon, he's special. He really is. First down for Hawaii at the 32-yard line. Just knocking the ball down was beneficial to Hawaii. As far as field position was concerned, Brennan, quick pass. That is complete. Oh, great move by Bess. Bess still dancing. And he gets out over the 35-yard line to about the 37.
So one of the things about this offense is the wide receivers got to get out there and block when you're running 4 and 5 wide. That time he got a couple of blocks, allowed him to pick up a couple of yards to set up a second and short. Second and short gives this Hawaii offense much more options. It's bad news for UNLV.
Best to the left and Dickerson to the right. In motion is Mock. Second down and 5. Throws, that is complete. Settling in the zone for the first down was Mock. Melvin James, the cornerback, able to stop him. Another first down for Hawaii. Hawaii leading 7-0. The opening drive was just superb. I mean, it had excellence to it in all phases. First down for Hawaii at their own 46. UNLV still trying to adjust to this very potent offense so far tonight. Brennan throws again. That's another completion. Melvin James reacting, and again it's Chad Mock. Mock stopping and then coming back.
Well, this Hawaii offense making it look way too easy here in the early going. I mean, they just seem to be a step ahead on everything that UNLV is throwing at them. And the Vegas defensive coaches, they have to be beside themselves right now wondering what they can do to slow down this Hawaii offense, because Hawaii has just been moving it in the early going.
Brennan 7 for 7 now for 67 yards. Second down and 2. Ball up the 46 of UNLV. Best in motion. Ball is given to Regan Mauia. Mauia blasts his way inside the 40 to the 39. Variation on the theme. So Regan Mauia, he rushed 3 times for 15 yards and a touchdown.
And put yourself
against Alabama.
Put yourself in the shoes of a Rebel defensive back right here. This guy's pushing 300 pounds. In the offseason, he lost some weight and picked up some moves. It's got to be scary to see that guy coming at you with the ball in his hands and a head of steam.
Triple wide receiver to the left. First down. Brennan with time. Throws. That is complete to Bryce Mullins. Mullins at the 20. Mullins at the 10. Mullins at the 7-yard line. 33-yard completion. And Hawaii's on the front porch again. And a great block by Ross Dickerson.
Bryce Mullins just gets out there, needs to make a play. Does it. Got a little push from a teammate, but he'll take it. Hawaii, again, just up and down the field. UNLV needs to come up with something quick, because Hawaii is just looking just razor sharp on offense.
First down for Hawaii at the 7-yard line. First and goal to go. Brennan looks into the end zone, lofts it into the end zone. Touchdown, Devon Bess.
Way too easy that time. Darryl Forte, 5'10", 185-pound freshman, just being taken to class by a freshman All-American from last year. Devon Bess just runs right at him, cuts to the outside. Brennan puts it perfectly. He's 9 for 9, 106 yards, 2 touchdowns. Boy, it's hard to ask for more from a quarterback than to be perfect in the first quarter.
That's just perfect play. Dan Kelly out of the hold of Milne. Drills it. It is good. 7 minutes and 20 seconds left to play in the first quarter. all Hawaii so far, 14-0.
Homemade lasagna, a meal that can't be rushed. Well, now everything you love about the taste of lasagna is on a pizza. Ooh, mamma mia! Look at that. Introducing the new Sicilian lasagna pizza from Pizza Hut. Hearty beef topping and a blend of mozzarella, creamy ricotta, and Parmesan cheese, all on a seasoned crust. This pizza's a meal.
Why you don't make pizza like this?
Go for the good stuff.
Need more pizza? Add on any medium pizza for just $7.50 more.
In the dance of life, it's better to dance than to sit it out. Better for your body, heart, mind, and soul. Which is why HMSA encourages you to get up, get out, and get active. Whether you're breaking new ground or really breaking a sweat, keeping active is the best way to live a healthier, happier life. So get up, get out, get active, and go. HMSA, working for a healthier Hawaii.
Decision 2006, KHNL News 8 is your best source for Hawaii's election news. Log on to KHNL.com and click Decision 2006. See clips from political speed campaigning and conversation with the candidates. KHNL News 8 goes beyond the formality of a debate, bringing you grassroots dialogue from the 2nd Congressional District candidates. Plus, get the latest local news on noteworthy races and issues, all on KHNL.com. Live, local, late breaking, and linked to the community. KHNL News 8.
That time, Hawaii goes 68 yards in 6 plays in 2 minutes and 59 seconds. Brennan to Best, first touchdown reception of the year for Best. Brennan is perfect. 9 for 9, 106 yards and 2 touchdowns. What a way to start the season. And the sun really just setting. We're in the first quarter with 7:20 left. Eric Wright again is deep. Kelly drills it into the corner. That time Wright takes it on the 7. Big hole. 20. Wright trying to scramble, and finally he's covered up by the black shorts. And some extracurricular. And we have our first penalty flag. After the whistle. Could be a personal foul. And somebody, oh, they're just calling for the ball. I thought somebody was ejected. But he was just calling for the football, one of the officials. Referee tonight is Scott Novak out of the Mountain West Conference.
After the play was over, we have offsetting personal fouls on the receiving team, personal foul on the kicking team. Penalties offset at the dead ball spot. First down, UNLV.
Jay Staggs called for the penalty, personal foul. So that negates a good return. And the ball is now resting just short of the 28-yard line for UNLV. Hines still has that potential. He comes out with 4 wide receivers, but he has been running for his life. Jackson joins him. They throw to the sidelines, and nobody there. Unable to get into the pattern that time was Wolf, Ryan Wolf. So Hines will look to the sideline.
We've been talking about him, about what he brings to the table, his size, speed, his arm strength, those type of things. But we got to remember, he is a transfer from Southern California, but he is making just his 3rd start as a collegiate. So he has the potential, but right now he's still trying to get his feet wet. In the last ball game against Iowa State, he only played halfway through the 2nd quarter before going out with that bum knee.
Here's Peoples just into the game to the 30, to the 31-yard line. David Peoples, 5'9" sophomore out of North Las Vegas, went to Cheyenne High School in the city. Jacob Patek there to make the stop for Hawaii. Patek out of Victoria, Texas, a 6-footer transfer from Blinn Junior College, number 31. He had 10 tackles against Alabama. Comes up with his first tackle here tonight. Another 3rd down for UNLV. In motion is Jackson. Hines chased out of the pocket again. Eludes. Now throws. That's tipped. Incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Adam Leonard, number 44. the Kaika Alama Francis along with Tyson Kafence's excellent pressure.
That time Hines looked like he needed to put a little touch on the pass. He kind of threw a bullet job, and Leonard was there to bat it down. The Hawaii defense, just like the Hawaii offense, looking stellar through the first part of the first quarter tonight.
Kip Facer will punt, 45-yard average. Longest of the year, 55 yards. Waiting for the snap. Good snap. And he gets it away. And it is it's Chad Mock making the reception, but an excellent play on special teams. That was Solomon Stewart, or Solomon Smart, there to make the stop.
Probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rogers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield, but they get it to Rogers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have won. The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football.
Day 1, pick up new Tacoma, hit the country. Lots of room, lots of power. Day 14, went fishing. Decided to take a shortcut. Fried papillo for dinner. Day 43, yard work. I hate yard work. Day 67, nephews, beach, shave ice. Good day.
The bigger, stronger, better than ever Toyota Tacoma. Fully equipped for your life. At your Toyota dealers of Hawaii.
NBC Tuesday. A night so cool, it's criminal.
Yeah, I got that.
First, it's the premiere of Criminal Intent with a serial killer.
He's outsmarting me.
Who's hunting men.
Where is she?
Then, the SVU premiere. SVU goes inside a terrorist cell. This one gets big.
Is that dynamite?
Yeah.
Back-to-back premieres. CI, SVU. Tuesday starting at 9/8 Central on NBC.
The Jack Fact is sponsored by Jack in the Box, where they don't make it until you order it. Look at the rivalry being renewed tonight. The Warriors and Rebels will face off in non-conference games 4 out of the last 5 seasons. This is the 17th overall meeting, and Hawaii leads 10-6 lifetime against UNLV.
And Hawaii fans, make your plans. Hawaii will play at Boise Stadium in 07, 09, and 2011. That's a favorite stop for Hawaii fans.
49-yard punt, minus 4-yard return. Hawaii will start at their own 15-yard line. Poorest field position of the game so far. Hawaii leading 14-0. Brennan looking right. Now checks off, throws, and that ball came out of the hands of Chad Mock. Mock was open. John Geis covering on the play. Geis was in a chase mood, however. That is the first incompletion thrown by Brennan in the game. You'll take a look at Chad Mock here.
But they're just running simple routes, and they're just running away from the Rebel defenders. I mean, so far they're just making it look way too easy. The Nevada Las Vegas defenders seem to be a couple of steps behind on every play, and Hawaii's making them pay for it.
Brennan throws sideline pattern. That is complete. And making the reception was Ian Sample. So Sample, last year with 12 catches for 172 yards and 1 touchdown. That came against Idaho last year. Makes his first reception of this season. Eric Wright covering on the play for UNLV. That'll bring up 3rd down and 2. Ilawa goes out, and Reagan Mauia will come into the backfield along with Colt Brennan. In motion is Grice Mullins. Brennan throws, incomplete. Open on the play was Devon Bess, but that was the first poorly thrown ball by Colt Brennan, so Hawaii will punt for the first time. Coming in is Kurt Milne. He had a 36-yard average last year against Alabama. He punted 3 times for a 35.3-yard average. His longest punt in the Alabama game was 50 yards, but he will always have to remember that snap that he dropped and went into the end zone for a safety. Casey Flair, number 80, deep for UNLV. UNLV trying to get some field position here. Good snap. Excellent punt. Excellent punt. Calling for the fair catch is Flair. 43-yard punt and no return. It will be first down for UNLV on their own 35-yard line. From local to long distance, wireless to internet, Hawaiian Telcom has solutions for all your communications needs. Hawaiian Telcom, keeping Hawaii connected. Good look at Mike Sanford. He has really paid his dues. He has been at USC, at Notre Dame, he's at Utah. He was offensive coordinator there when Utah had just a great year. And he gets his first head coaching job last year at UNLV. First down. Hines from the shotgun. Hines may run. Now he throws. Throws long. He wants Marvel. And that ball tipped away by Leonard Peters. Double coverage. Jacob Patek was also back.
Throwing the ball that high with that much air under it over the middle of the field. Not the best of ideas against this Hawaii defense, because Leonard Peters, we'll talk about it all year long, he is always around the football, and you leave it up there with that much hang time, he'll find a way to get there and either make a play on the ball or the receiver. That time he made a play on the football.
Second down and 10. Hines is 1 for 7 for 38 yards. Ball is given up the far sideline, and running with it past the 50 into Hawaii territory is Eric Jackson. Boy, Jackson appeared out of nowhere. 19-yard gain and a first down for UNLV. It was Peoples carrying that ball instead of Jackson.
Just a quick flare out, and the Hawaii defense kind of over pursuing right there, and all of a sudden Peoples found himself in a hole, and he was able to do something with it.
Peoples remains in the backfield. Hines, quick pattern, and that's an excellent gain as he gets it to Marble. What a great name for a receiver, huh? Marble. Marble gets the first down. They should name him captain after the comic book hero. But his first name is Justin. Came in with 4 catches on the season. Marble out of San Bernardino, California. He had a shoulder injury last year. First down for UNLV. Hawaii leading 14-0 here in the first quarter. First and 10 from the 33. Hines keeps it. Rolling, being chased, tripped up, and dropped. Brad Kalilimoku. Boy, Kalilimoku just charged after him and was able to just trip him up. What a play.
All preseason camp before the Alabama game, Kalilimoku was a safety. There's the play that played before, but Kalilimoku was a safety, made the move back to linebacker. He got moved from linebacker to safety because of his speed. He had some of it there and tracking down Hines from behind.
Second down, long yardage. You were not looking at the last replay that time. We should be able to show it to you, perhaps. And we had some dancing around on the offensive line. C.J. Allen-Jones over on the Hawaii side, and Chris
Dead ball,
Bowser.
offside on the defense, number 33, 5 yards, second down.
They're going to call Hawaii for being offside.
Here's the play before the Kalilimoku chased on Hines. First couple of plays before this, they threw a flare out. This time Hines on the rollout, and well, if he's going to run against this Hawaii defense, they can move back there. He's got to get quicker to the sideline. At that time, Kalilimoku, using that speed, catches Hines from behind.
Penalty on C.J. Allen-Jones. Second down and 10. Ball is given to Peoples, and Peoples just runs into a dark wall of foreboding as they just turned out the lights on him. Excellent gang tackling. Kalilimoku, C.J. Allen-Jones, the linebackers. That'll bring up third down They're still showing second down. So apparently it still is. They had second down up there on the last one. Now it's third down. They just changed it. Peoples in the backfield throws. That's tipped in the air and incomplete. Adam Leonard. It was intended for Renan St. Preux. 6'1", 185-pound sophomore.
And again, it looks like Mike Sanford's going to go for it here on fourth down.
That's the second tip by Leonard here in the first quarter. And UNLV will go after it again. Flair to the far side, along with Anthony and Peoples, all flanked to the right. Peoples in motion. Hines, four-man pattern. Hines chased again. Now throws way short. Hawaii will take over on downs. Leonard Peters covering on the play.
And we're used to seeing Leonard Peters patrolling the deep center field for Hawaii. That time he came on the safety blitz. Hines had to roll out of the pocket on a dead run, get rid of the football. He had a receiver open in Casey Flair, but the ball skipped off the AstroTurf or the field turf here at Aloha Stadium. And just like that, Hawaii's back in business.
Now this is one of those changes. See, they mark the ball for play, and the clock starts running again with 2 minutes and 7 seconds left to play. Previously to this, the clock would not start until the snap of the ball. Hawaii will begin on their own 33. Quick pattern. That is complete to Best. He's in trouble, however. Best dancing all the way back to the 25, and that's where they corral him.
Hawaii receivers, they're used to getting out there and making plays. That time Best gave it a shot. Sometimes it works out for you. More times than not, it does work out for Devon Best, but that time it does not. You were talking about those the clock starting on a change of possession. That cost Hawaii in that Alabama game, because if Hawaii had just a few more seconds, they were moving the ball on Bama late in the ball game. It ended on an interception as time expired, but that game was definitely shortened by the new time rules.
Nate Ilawa in the backfield along with Colt Brennan. Second down and 16. Brennan screen play to Ilawa. 35, 40, short of the first down by 3 yards. Yard gain that time by Nate Ilawa. Ilawa in his career has had to fight through all kinds of injuries.
And here's the courage to play quarterback in this offense. Yes, he knows the defense is going to come at him. Offensive line letting a couple of those guys through because they're setting up the middle screen. So Brennan has to have those guys in his face. Just dumps it over the top.
And Ilawa coming back from a concussion against Alabama. Third down, 3 from the 40. Hawaii leading 14-0. Brennan looking, now throws. That is batted around, could be intercepted, and it is. That ball intercepted by UNLV. It was intended for Ryan Grice Mullins. And coming up with it was Nate Kenyon. Kenyon, the rover, also plays the nickelback in defense. First turnover of the game for Hawaii. Hawaii had 3 against Alabama.
A couple of weeks ago against the Crimson Tide, Hawaii had a lot of those balls that bounced off receivers into the air. Didn't hurt them against the Crimson Tide, but they got hurt by it right there as it bounces back to Travers, who is a Johnny on the spot. Makes a big play. It could be the break that Vegas needs.
Less than a minute to play here in the first quarter. Hines pitches back. With it is Peoples. And Peoples gets rolled up after a short game. Jacob Patek was there to halt his progress. So we'll see where they put it. Put it inside the 40 at the 38.
But one thing about this Hawaii defense, first couple of games of the season, they are just, everybody's pursuing to the ball. I mean, they have defensive plays in the first part of this ball game where all 10 of the 11 guys are in the pile.
Hines waiting for the snap and the whistle blows. That's the end of the first quarter. Hawaii looking very impressive in quarter number 1. They lead 14-0.
Dude, I am so hungry. A sandwich? Turn it up, dude. That song is the bomb. Dude, come on. Watch the weather.
Are you guys done?
Indulge in the rich taste of McDonald's McTerry and Double McTerry sandwiches, made with 100% all beef and our own savory teriyaki sauce.
At Chiroplan Hawaii, we're specialists in you.
You're the one.
You're the reason we're locally owned and managed.
You're the reason we have more than 60 clinics statewide.
You're the reason our care is affordable.
You're the reason we care for you like family.
At Chiroplan Hawaii, we're specialists in you.
Your grandma could read it in the paper. Tomorrow, your uncle might hear it on the radio. The next morning, driving to work, your neighbor may see it tonight on TV. If he watches the right channel, you already know the news. You saw it on KHNL.com, and you got breaking news on KHNL News 8. Live, local, late breaking, first online, first on the go. News when you need it right now. KHNL News 8.
BigIslandCandies.com. Click it on to order your favorite treats. New items are now available. Big Island Candies, home of the famous diagonally dipped shortbread cookie. 14-0 as we begin the second period. 2 touchdown passes. Brennan to Bryce Mullen, 7 yards, and Brennan to Bess, also 7 yards. UNLV has it 2nd down. And a total of 6, long 6. The ball is at the 38-yard line of Hawaii. So a very good first quarter on the opening night, or the home opener of this season. Hines with triple wide receiver to the left. He's looking right. Now he throws, and that could be interference, and it is.
Oh.
Kenny Patton.
I think the Vegas bench sold that one. It happened right in front of the UNLV bench. And
Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic. First down.
Let's take a look at this. The defender has the right to the ball as well. So let's see. Oh, see, that's a sell job by the Vegas coaching staff right there.
You think so?
Maybe got him with the body, huh?
Yes, he did. I think he was climbing him when the ball got there. First down for UNLV. Ball at the 36 of Hawaii. That ball is tipped, almost intercepted. Ikaika Alama Francis able to reach up. And A.J. Martinez also had a chance at it. It was intended for a flare.
This Hawaii defensive front has been up in the grill of Hines all throughout the first part of this ball game. He's going to, if the game continues at this pace, he's going to be seeing these Hawaii defenders in his sleep as Rocky Hines, because he's been on the run all ball game long.
St. Preux is in motion. 2nd down and 10. Ball is given on a sweep to the near side to Peoples, and he gets belted by his own man at the 30-yard line. Kenny Patton there along with Adam Leonard.
You gotta love those linemen down the field blocking for you, but not when they hit you upside the jaw. Marco Guerra for UNLV with the unintended lumber laid on David Peoples.
So the ball at the 30. 3rd down and 4. Again, triple wide receiver to the far side. Hines alone in the backfield, looking to the near sidelines, directing traffic, now throws, and that's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Aaron Strayton, and Leonard Peters again was in the area defending.
It's a 4th down. Is he going to go for it again? Boy, I'm telling you, Ben Jacob, place kicker for Nevada, Las Vegas. He's going to develop a complex here soon. It's like he's on the trip. So far, not for much. They keep going for it on 4th down.
So 4th down and 4 from the 30. Hines looking, throws, incomplete. Was intended for Flair, and covering on the play was Kenny Patton. So Patton gets redemption. He's called for interference, but then on 4th down, he's able to cover Flair, and Hawaii will take over again on downs.
Boy, Jerry Glanville going crazy on the Hawaii sideline. You'd never know that his defense just came up with a stop on 4th down, their 3rd stop on 4th down for the first 16 minutes of this ball game.
So Hawaii will begin things again. Dickerson and Grice Mullen to the far side. Bess and Mock to the near side. We have not seen Jason Rivers this whole game. Brennan to throw. Steps up, trying to look for running room. He does run. Spun around and then is hit from behind. Goes from the 30 up to about the 37-yard line. That is dangerous. But a good effort defensively by UNLV. They had the deep receivers covered and left Brennan with only the option of hoofing it. 2nd down and a long through. The ball at the 37-yard line. Bryce Mullins in motion. Ball is given on a handoff to Mauia. To the 40, no, short of the 40. Mauia tried to turn the corner, and his feet weren't quite ready to do that. Jay Staggs was there to blunt his effort.
Look at Mauia when he comes out. Watch the way he runs on this play. It's like 1st down is one thing, but I want to run this guy over. And when you're that low to the ground with that much weight behind you, why not? Reagan Mauia quickly becoming a fan favorite as he trots off the field here.
3rd down, less than a yard. Sample is to the far side, Mock to the near side. In motion is Best. Now they overload on 3rd down, less than a yard. They overload the right side. Brennan looking, now throws. That is complete at midfield. I think UNLV was looking inside at Ilawa, making up the yards for the 1st down. Instead, Hawaii goes to Devon Best.
Now, June Jones talked about the maturity of Colt Brennan. With this pass right here, he's been here for a year and a handful of ball games. In fact, 2 ball games. He's now just moved into number 5 all-time on the UH passing list with that reception or that completion.
Best 6 receptions now, 44 yards on a touchdown. Center screen, ball is given to Ilawa, and he is caught from behind. Good job by Bo Bell. Bell read the screen and knew he'd have to play catch-up from where he was, and he did. 10-yard gain. And that should be enough for a 1st down for Hawaii. That advances the ball to the 39-yard line of UNLV.
Just a simple screen with the lineman out in front of him. Nate Ilawa adding to Colt Brennan's total. Again, I have to say it. He's been here for a year and 2 ball games. Colt Brennan, number 5 all-time in passing at the UH.
Good blocking by Hercules Satele and also Dane Upareso. Sweep. Ilawa, 30, 25. Out of bounds at the 21. Crowd applauds the effort. 18-yard gain. Bo Bell finally ushered him out of bounds.
This Vegas defense has just no answers for what the Hawaii offense is throwing at them. They try to keep contained. They lose it almost immediately. Ilawa gets outside. Then when the secondary comes up to make a play on him, he just uses his leverage. He's a fire plug, gets it done, breaks a few tackles, and makes a big gain for Hawaii.
Triple wide receiver to the right. 1st down from the 21. Best looking right. Pump fakes and then gets swallowed up. Excellent play that time by UNLV. Jason Beauchamp was there. Beauchamp out of San Diego, California.
That's going to look like a good play for the Vegas defense, but I would say it's a good play for Colt Brennan right there, because I'm pretty sure he had his eyes on Bryce Mullins. And right as Bryce Mullins made his cut to the outside, he slipped in the turf and fell, and Brennan kind of held on to football.
First sack of the night for UNLV. Brennan steps up in the pocket, throws. That is complete and wide open as best. 15, the 10, the 5, diving for the end zone, but he's out of bounds. Oh, he caught that ball in a reconstruction project. There was nothing there defensively, and he was able to run in space.
And there's the maturity of Colt Brennan. If you watch that replay from the beginning, he started out looking to his left, stayed in the pocket. The offensive line gave him some time. He checked back over to his right, found the receiver, and a big game for Hawaii, and a 1st and goal now
for
the Warriors.
Good block that time by Sample. First down, the ball at the 8-yard line, 1st and goal. In motion is best. They really spread out the defense. Brennan lofts it for the end zone. It's almost intercepted. Brennan trying to get too cute. Milvon James covering on the play. Pass was intended for Ryan Bryce Mullins.
Vegas got some pressure on Brennan right there. Got hit as he throws. And James was right there, almost made the play. Boy, his team needs it with Hawaii just moving the ball up and down the field in the early part of this ball game. That's the kind of defensive play that you need to make to stop this Hawaii offense.
Bryce Mullins was there to bat the ball away. 2nd down, goal to go. Pitch. And a touchdown. Nate Ilawa. Very little opposition. So Hawaii running the option.
I was going to say, if you're a Hawaii fan, roll your VCRs now, because here's one you won't see hardly ever from Hawaii. An option, honest-to-God option play, and Hawaii not only runs the option, they run it for a touchdown and take a 20-0 lead.
Dan Kelly in to try the point after. Kick is up, and it is good. We have a penalty flag with 10 minutes and 34 seconds left to play here in the first half. And we'll see about the penalty. But that's a rarity. Hawaii going very deep into the playbook on that option. Once Ilawa got it, I mean, he found the going great around the end. Very little opposition. So the penalty apparently is against Hawaii.
The try is good. After the play was over, we had a dead ball, personal foul, 93 of the kicking team. We're penalized 15 yards on the kickoff. Timeout.
On Keala Watson. They'll be penalized on the kickoff. Hawaii leading 21-0.
Activate our high-speed internet today and get online for only $9.99 a month for the first 3 months. It's the best value in town. To connect, call 643-0805.
Done fast, done right. Guaranteed. Call AIG Hawaii First and save hundreds with our special rates.
It's over! There goes Willis! Fumble! Lamb has it! He's gonna run! This is incredible!
Sears, proud
proudly supporting UH Athletics. Get the good life. Great price savings this weekend.
Monday morning on KHNL News 8, the countdown continues toward Hawaii's primary election. Candidate for U.S. Senate Ed Case joins us live in studio.
We'll also have a full dose of news, weather, and traffic to keep you informed. That's Monday morning, 5 o'clock, right here on News 8.
See you then.
Purchasing University of Hawaii tickets has never been easier. Buy your individual game tickets online and print them on your home or office computer. Season ticket holders can resell tickets or transfer them via email to friends and family. Check out these and other new conveniences at hawaiiathletics.com. Hawaii is going to kick off from their own 20-yard line following the personal foul call at Keala Watson. At least 93, that's the number that we were given. Eric Wright is deep, standing on his own 15-yard line. So Dan Kelly really has to root it here.
We're talking about Rocky Hines, a transfer from USC. Eric Wright also is a transfer from USC, and he was so highly touted coming into the UNLV that without having played a down, he was named to the All-Mountain West preseason team. So Eric Wright has the accolades, but he doesn't come up with it right there.
That ball goes out of bounds, and we'll see what the ruling will be.
Free kick, out of bounds, on a kicking team. Ball be placed at the 50-yard line. First down.
So excellent field position here for UNLV. They trail 21-0. 2 touchdown passes by Colt Brennan and an 8-yard touchdown run by Nate Ilawa.
Boy, that hurts for Hawaii. The 15-yard for the personal foul. And also the 5 yards for the ball going out of bounds. Well, actually, it would have been placed on the 35, but because of the 15-yard penalty, UNLV gets it on the 50. That's great field position.
Ball is lateral to the far side to Jackson, trying to get outside, and they're able to pursue him into the sideline. Jacob Patek. Patek went to Blinn Junior College. He wanted to play baseball, but he never made the team, so he decided, I'll try football. And then he told his father, I am going to play in a Division I program. And here he is.
Well, last week he had a play where he took on a 310-pound tackle from Alabama a couple of weeks ago. Got in his face, held him up, and drew a holding call. So in his first game, he was not afraid.
Hines, short pass, and they lose yardage as A.J. Martinez comes in and turns out the lights on Eric Jackson. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 11. Patek, by the way, went to Blinn after he went to Texas A&M, and it was really at Texas A&M that he went out for baseball. But here he is in Hawaii, and he is enjoying himself as you look at Martinez, who just made a great play. 3rd down and 11. Hines throws long. Nobody there.
That wasn't even close.
Closest player to it was Leonard Peters, and that ball was about 8 feet over his head. Ryan Wolf was the intended receiver, but he got caught up in traffic. That'll bring up 4th down. So they get the break on the penalty. UNLV is putting the ball in play at midfield, and that is where they stay, and that is where they are going to punt it. Devon Best will go back on this punt return. Best was even working out last week as a punter. Talk about a multi-talented athlete. High kick. Coming down, takes a great UNLV bounce all the way to the 6-yard line, where it is downed. Excellent punt by Kip Facer. 46-yard punt. And it is down by Jay Staggs.
What do you want for lunch, hon?
I'll have a deluxe burger.
Okay.
Is that pastrami?
You want pastrami?
I'll have that burger, actually.
The burger?
Pastrami looks good.
You want pastrami?
Unless you think I should get the burger. Or you could, or you could get pastrami.
Pastrami Burgers. Back at Carl's Jr.
Hi, I'm here to see Mr. Davis.
I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Davis's flight is delayed and won't arrive until 5:30. We'll have to reschedule your interview. Sir? Sir?
Ford Fusion, 221 horsepower, great fuel mileage, and J.D. Power and Associates' most appealing mid-size car. It's designed to move when you're ready to make yours. Now, take action in a new 2007 Ford Fusion starting at $17,995.
Come on, baby, let's go!
Hawaiian Airlines presents the 2006 Aloha Festivals. This year's theme, Na Paniolo Nui o Hawaii, salutes the great cowboys of Hawaii. Celebrate 60 years of Hawaiian culture and enjoy the many events held on Oahu, Kauai, Maui, Lanai, Molokai, and the Big Island of Hawaii. Show your Aloha spirit and buy an Aloha Festivals ribbon at any of these locations. Mahalo to these Aloha Festival supporters.
Bank of Hawaii recognizes excellence on the field of play, and tonight we'll be selecting a member from each team as the game's most valuable players. All sponsored by Bank of Hawaii. Well, Mike Sanford, his team has taken their lumps here in the first half, and for June Jones, his game plan has worked almost to perfection. First down, now their own 7-yard line for Hawaii. Colt Brennan, triple wide receiver to the right. Brennan looking long. Now throws over the middle, crossing pattern, complete to Best. Breaks a tackle at the 20. Bress still on his feet, gets all the way to the 29-yard line. 23-yard gain. And a first down.
Colt Brennan this time just sits back there and waits. The line gives him time. He just waits for Devon Best to make the cross over the middle. Then the rest of it is all Devon Best. A juke step, side-to-side quickness, getting some yards after the catch. That's the strength of these Hawaii receivers.
Best now 8 catches for 84 yards and a touchdown. We're still in the first half. Ilawa, 35. Interference out in front of him. Ilawa follows that interference all the way to midfield. That was Hercules Satele. And Hercules was certainly that. Terrific running play that time for Hawaii. Watch Hercules Satele, number 65, and then Nate Ilawa.
And Hercules is out there with a purpose. He's moving for a big guy. He's moving quick down the field. Ilawa does not have to hold up too much to get behind him. They see Hercules Satele right there. The numbers on him. He can get down the field and run with a purpose. Nate Ilawa got in right behind him, and this UNLV defense is in a world of hurt. And it goes from bad to worse. This is an injury for the Rebels.
Cannot see whom is on the turf. Both the University of Hawaii trainers and UNLV trainers looking at him. Hawaii certainly has been able to dominate this game. As you look at Mike Sanford. Sanford has waited a long time to become a head coach. 183 yards in passing now for Hawaii compared to 67 for UNLV.
Whoever said life is good must have been thinking about American Savings Bank's iPlan. That's because when you open a new Level 3 checking savings package, you'll get a special introductory rate on your iPlan savings balance through the end of the year. And to celebrate your financial brilliance, you'll also receive a $160 gift certificate for fine dining or golf at Prince Resorts, Hawaii. American Savings Bank's iPlan. Hey, life is definitely good.
believe that by seeing you when you're healthy, we can help keep you that way. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive.
This exclusive sports presentation of the home team is sponsored by Hawaiian Telcom. From local to long distance, wireless to internet, Hawaiian Telcom has solutions for all of your communication needs. Hawaiian Telcom, keeping Hawaii connected.
Injured player for UNLV was Jay Staggs. Good news is he left the field under his own power. First down at the 49-yard line of UNLV for Hawaii. Colt Brennan waiting for the snap. Brennan, that time the screen play was taken away from him and he tried to scramble, was chased down from behind. We have a penalty flag. Could be holding, and it is.
The offense, 70, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Robert Travers was able to run down Colt Brennan. Tala Isero, number 70, 6'4", 308-pound senior from Hauula. Went to Kahuku, called for the holding.
First bit of adversity for this Hawaii offense in this ball game. Let's see how the response is going to be. First down and 20 when the ball gets put down for play.
First down, 20 yards to go from the 41. Ball is given to Ilawa, turns the corner again, gets a block, and he almost has the first down. Stepped out of bounds. Hercules Satele again leading him around the corner, an 18-yard gain. Will Tagoai from UNLV finally
holding
was able to
on
make
the
the
offense,
stop.
number 65, 10-yard penalty, first down.
And they call a foul or a holding penalty, which is a foul, on Hercules Satele. Satele, 6'2" junior out of Long Beach, California. He went to Poly High School in Long Beach. But it's a lot of fun to watch him lead Ilawa around the corner. Called for holding there. June Jones not pleased and says, how can you call that holding? As he looks up at the replay here at Aloha Stadium. Remember, these officials are Mountain West officials. The Mountain West Conference will always be known as the surreptitious conference when they met at the airport and kicked Hawaii out and kept UNLV. First down and 22 from the 39. They have to go all the way to the 39 of UNLV. Here's Ilawa again, midfield and out of bounds. And let's see. 15-yard gain that time by Ilawa.
Well, assistant coach Dennis McKnight absolutely losing it on the Hawaii sideline. He ran from his position down the field to where the action occurred, and he was going off with either the officials or his team, or I think he was looking for a late hit out of bounds, but he's not going to get it.
Dennis McKnight is one of the most interesting people you will ever have a conversation with. Second down and 7 for Hawaii. Ball at the 47 of UNLV. Throw wide open. That is Bryce Mullen. 20 out of bounds at the 17. They are driving UNLV crazy with this offense.
And that's the difference between these two teams. Vegas gets a break, gets the ball first and 10 on the 50-yard line after a penalty on special teams. They do nothing with it. Hawaii comes out with a first and 20 and a first and 22. And just like that, they get a first down. That's a great play design there. But Bryce Mullen just ducked in behind a receiver breaking downfield. John Geis, the cornerback for UNLV, running down the field with his back to the football. Didn't even see Bryce Mullins behind him. Great play design for Hawaii.
Bryce Mullen, 4 catches now, 80 yards, first down, the ball at the 18. Here's carrying the ball is Reagan Mauia. Mauia was stopped at the line for an instant and then slid off and was able to gain yardage to about the 14-yard line, just inside the 15. And it will bring up second down for Hawaii. Hawaii has been very potent through the air. They have been very effective on the ground. It has been an offensive show. I mean, they are really up near the definition of juggernaut here in this first half. 12 rushes for 106 yards. Hawaii, and this is rushing now for Hawaii. Brennan looking. Brennan in trouble. Brennan escapes. Has room. He's at the 10. Cuts back to the 5 and gets to the 1.
Colt Brennan is just something special. Stays there, has the courage to stand in the pocket. It closes in on him. All he needs is a little seam, breaks it out, and look at the way he just kind of cuts back towards the middle of the field. He's not sliding for anybody. Nate Kenyon on the stop. Brennan, 4 rushes, 29 yards for Colt Brennan.
Reagan Mauia. Brennan will be under center. Brennan, touchdown.
And again on the option.
Brennan had Mauia as the trailer. Decided to take it into the end zone himself. It is now 27-0. Hawaii over UNLV.
On the touchdown previous to this, they went with the shotgun option, a little hybrid for June Jones. That time, a legit option as Brennan gets under center. I don't know how he can take the snap. I'm sure he's not used to it being in the gun all game long, but it works for Hawaii in a touchdown.
Kelly drills it. It is 28-0. Hawaii. 2 passing touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns. You know what that's called? Balance.
How do you like the new Outlaw Burger and Outlaw Spicy Chicken Sandwich?
Awesome. I love the sauce.
Yeah, the KC Masterpiece Barbecue sauce goes perfectly with the fried onion rings, crispy bacon, and melting cheese.
Man, that sauce is good. What?
Yeah, you got a little something.
Where?
No.
Here?
I'll get that. Your fly's open.
I'll handle that.
Good call.
It's hard to avoid temptation with Meadow Gold Premium Ice Cream. With a new rich taste and convenient new package, Meadow Gold Premium Ice Cream is even more enticing. And on top of that, it's available in 12 irresistible flavors, from mint chocolate chip to rich, creamy coffee. So go ahead, dig in. Indulgence has never been so rewarding. Meadow Gold, Hawaii's dairy. Nothing's fresher than Meadow Gold.
The first step to finding a kidnapped boy is asking questions.
Why are they doing this? Mr. Kane has a kidnap and ransom policy on Leopold.
This is a federal investigation.
He just killed your son. I should drop you out of a window.
Kidnap premieres Wednesday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
Kelly line drives it to right at the 1. Trying to turn the corner, and he's tripped up. We'll see where they mark it. Close to the 29-yard line.
You don't want to say that the UNLV is holding on to that ball game. They had a tough loss on the last play of the ball game last week at Iowa State. But so far this week, they have just not put anything together. There you see the results of their first half possessions. They've turned it over in downs 3 times, punted it twice. A couple of 3-and-outs thrown in. UNLV has just not gotten the job done. Mike Sanford, his team in a world of hurt right now at 5:44 left in the first half.
Ball is given to the running back, and he just swallowed up. Gets to the 30, maybe to the 31. David Vaikuni was coming to the game for Hawaii, making his first tackle. He led the charge. By the way, on that run back, Gerard Lewis on the special teams made the tackle on right. Gain on the play of about 3, second down, a long 7. Monty Purcell also in on the tackle on that last play. Jackson, very short game. Triple wide receiver now to the left. who has completed only 4 passes the entire first half. Throws. That's complete. That's a great catch by Flair. He's at the 40. It's a horse race to the 30, and out of bounds he goes. Just when we say that Hines is having a very difficult time, Casey Flair comes up with a gem. Kenny Patton may have saved the touchdown, a 40-yard gain.
Well, Kenny Patton got caught inside on an inside move, and Flair just ran by him. Flair, not from Hawaii, but used to this time zone. He's out of Anchorage, Alaska, so he's gone a long way to play football in Las Vegas. And there you see the numbers on him. He makes a nice play and a big shot in the arm for Nevada, Las Vegas.
Kenny Patton burned early, but he came back to make the stop. Hines back to throw again to the sideline. Now sidearms it, and is that caught? They apparently say it is. And that ball caught by Ryan Wolf. Brad Kalilimoko is there to bump him out of bounds. So for the first time, UNLV 2 complete passes in a row. Oh, that's a nice catch.
1 foot in bounds. That'll work for UNLV. And again, Hines having to throw the football on a dead run. The Hawaii defensive front getting it done.
2nd down and 8. Peoples. Oh, they just chase him down. And that Kalilimoko is there to make sure that Hines doesn't go anywhere. There was a terrific fake that time to Peoples, and Peoples, they just chased him down and really hog-tie him. Hines had kept the ball, but he wasn't very much better, as Hawaii was there to figure it out.
That looked like that play, that was a heads-up play by Hines. It may have been. He looked like that play took way too long to develop it. He saw the defender coming, kept the football, and now it's a 3rd and 7 for the Rebels.
Hines in trouble. Hines grabbed, and he is sacked way back at the 38-yard line by Amani Purcell. First sack of the season for Purcell, and it comes at a most opportune time.
We're talking about the pressure that the Hawaii defensive front has been putting on Hines, and here comes Amani Purcell, a transfer from the worst uniforms in college football to the best, Penn State to Hawaii. Amani Purcell getting it done, and a big sack, and that forces a hand. If he had not gotten the sack, we might have seen Mike Sanford go for it again on 4th down, but this time he elects to punt.
I'll give you the helmets for Hawaii, best helmets in the country, but certainly not the best uniform. Kip Facer in to punt, and timeout is being called by one of the upmen with 3:13 left to play. We've seen a one-sided game. Hawaii's defense has been at times spectacular. Their offense has been off the charts. I mean, when you look at total offense for Hawaii, I mean, in passing, they have been unbelievable. In rushing, they have gone over 100 yards, 128 yards. And so when you look at everything, Hawaii is just having one of those games where it's just all working together.
And then the other side of the ball for UNLV, the offense that UNLV runs is basically the same offense that Utah employed under Urban Meyer when Utah ran it into a BCS bowl game. But boy, when it runs, and Alex Smith was running it for Utah, when it runs and it runs well, it looks good. But when it's not, boy, it looks just like gimmick play after gimmick play.
The UH Athletic Scholar Spotlight for this week is on Ryan Perez of the men's golf team. Scholar Spotlight is presented by AIG Hawaii. Bess is back deep. Hawaii 331 yards in total offense on 35 plays here in the first half. Hawaii per play 9.5 yards. UNLV 3.7. Another high arching punt. And Hawaii will put the ball in play at the 15-yard line with 3 minutes exactly left in the first half. 22-yard punt, and Hawaii will try to tack another one on. But everything has worked for the team in the black uniform.
When you're having a game like this, it's almost you have to have made up adversity to see how your team responds. The last time was a 1st and 22. Hawaii took care of that easily. Now, 3 minutes left. It's sort of a 2-minute offense. We'll see how Hawaii responds right here.
Brennan and Mauia in the backfield. Brennan looking to the sideline, now checks off. Gets out of trouble, now throws and throws it low. Good pressure on that play by Funga from Indian Springs, Nevada. Funga and his brother Omega played 8-man football, and their father was the coach at Indian Springs, Nevada. First name for Foao is Adrian. Second down and 10 for Hawaii. They have it at the 15. Leading 28-0. 2:39 left in the first half. Brennan checks off, now throws over the middle, and that gets away from Devon Bess. Bess was wide open. Bess could have been thinking possibilities on that play, because if he would have made the reception, he could put it into high gear.
If he was in open space, sometimes that's the hardest catch to come up. At that time, the ball was sort of at his knees. But when you're wide open and the ball's coming at you, sometimes that's the worst catch to make, because you're thinking about what you do after, before concentrating on what you do before the catch.
Third down. Hawaii 1 for 3 in third down efficiency. Ball is given to Reagan Mauia, and he gets swallowed up. So Hawaii will have to punt. 2:25 and the clock ticking here in the first half. Hawaii comfortably ahead, 28-0. Bo Bell and Casey Asiodu there to make the tackle for UNLV. Flair will go in as the punt returner, Casey Flair, the Alaskan.
A rare 3-and-out for Hawaii in this first half.
Milne will punt, standing just inside the 1-yard line. Milne was really booming them before the game. Hawaii letting the clock run down. There's the punt. Not a good punt this time. Ball comes out, goes to the side, and goes out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Make it the 46. UNLV will have excellent field position, only a 31-yard punt. All the information you need about UH athletics is right at your fingertips. Just visit HawaiiAthletics.com for UH news, tickets, merchandise, and a host of other items.
So Vegas's last drive, they got a good play, a big play by Flair. Did absolutely nothing with it. Now with a $1:40 left before halftime, we'll see what they come out with here. 5
wide receivers in the pattern for UNLV. Hines gets out of trouble, scrambling, looking, now throws, sideline pattern, incomplete, threw it too high. Covering on the play, good pressure by Adam Leonard. And that secondary able to, again, perform well. Eric Jackson was the intended receiver. A.J. Martinez able to cover him on the sideline. That'll bring up second down and 10 for UNLV. 1:29 left in the first half.
We're talking about the hangover that they might be feeling from last week when they lost 16-10 at Iowa State. And the play ended on a pass into the end zone for UNLV, but they ruled it out of bounds. A tough way to lose a ball game. They may be feeling the hangover because it's just not working.
Trying to get the ball to Aaron Straighten was Hines. Hines is now in passing. 6 for 19. 6 for 19. Make it now 6 for 20. That's even worse. Third down and 10 from the 46.
Well, you can see this body language too. He's not fired up at all as this Rocky Hines, and he looks defeated. That'll happen to you when you're on the run most of the night.
Hines with time just kind of lobs it out of bounds. That was almost an aversion pass. He didn't want to have anything to do with the rush that was put on him. Mel Purcell leading it along with David Vaikuni. That'll bring up fourth down for UNLV, and UNLV is just befuddled here. Nothing seems to be working. They are going to go for it. Fourth down and 10 from the Hawaii 46-yard line, with Hawaii leading 28-0. Straighten and St. Preux are to the far side. In motion is Jackson. Hines looking over the middle, now throws over the middle, deep, and that's incomplete. That was intended for Flair. And the Hawaii secondary, again, in force. C.J. Allen Jones was the closest. So another turnover on downs for UNLV. And Hawaii with 1 minute and 13 seconds. Russ, Hawaii with 1:13 left. And the way this offense has worked, we could be in for something very special here. We'll see.
This might be enough for a couple of touchdowns for Hawaii. And there you see the rule change. Change of possession. The clock starts before the snap of the football. So shortens the game for Hawaii.
Brennan waiting for the snap. Gets it. Looks sideline. Checks off. Looks over the middle. Now throws long over the middle and throws behind Ryan Grice Mullins. Mullins had made his cut and was in the seam. Milvon James, the 6 foot 205-pound junior out of Fremont High School in Los Angeles, covering on the play for UNLV. 51 seconds left here in the first half. Middle has been porous for UNLV. Hawaii comes out and they overload the right side with triple wide receivers. Dickerson is set up on the left. Ball is given to Mauia. He's looking for running room. Look out. The bull is loose. To the 40, to the 37-yard line. Good block by Ian Sample. Reagan Mauia probing the secondary for 17 yards.
Well, he goes from bad to worse for this Vegas defense. First, they're getting torched. Then all of a sudden, here comes Mauia, 296, with moves and a decent amount of speed. He's laying the hat on people. That's a scary sight if you're a Rebel defensive back, seeing that coming down the field at your Reagan Mauia.
Clock ticking. Final 36 seconds of the first half. Brennan steps up and is sacked. Second sack on Brennan. And that's Bo Bell. Bo Bell with his second sack of the year. Leading tackler for UNLV. Watch number 2 show up. Number 2 being blocked, and still he was able to make the tackle. Samson Satelli was handling him, but Bell was able to ricochet off and get to Brennan. 27 seconds left to play in the first half. Hawaii leading 28-0. Let me ask you, when you looked at these two teams, UNLV, easy victory over Idaho State, almost a controversial loss last week. There was some discussion on the final play of the game, and Mike Sanford didn't want his team to go off the field. In protest, he had them out there until he got satisfaction on the replay against Iowa State. Iowa State out of the Big 12. But Hawaii certainly has dominated tonight. Does that surprise you?
No, the way the games ended, the last ball games for each of these teams, Hawaii looked very good in the second half against Alabama. They've sort of hung on to that and carried that on into this game. Vegas, as you said, the controversial offer. Mike Sanford kept his team on the field for 15 minutes after the game ended in protest. And so far, it's just gone the way it went at Iowa State.
Brennan throws sideline. That is caught. Caught by Ryan Grice Mullins, and that's enough for a first down. 18 seconds left. Picture perfect pass that time by Brennan. Casey Asiodu and Eric Wright finally made the tackle on Grice Mullins. What a play.
That's a simple football. Just keep the play alive, run between zones, catch the football, and make a play. That's just simple football. Some question as to the clock now for June Jones.
Clock has elapsed to 7 seconds remaining, and he wants some seconds put back. One thing about Ryan Grice Mullins. Grice Mullins last year, 12 touchdowns. He had 5 100-yard games. And so far in the first half, Grice Mullins has 98. 5 catches, 98 yards. So they put back the time, 18 seconds.
Grice Mullins had had more receiving yards than Devon Best, but Devon Best earned the freshman All-America honors.
Now you see that, Grace Mullen? Grace Mullen has told me my name is Grace Mullins. So that really is misspelled. And everybody thinks it's Grace Mullen, but it's Grace Mullins.
We'll call him number 1.
Yeah.
Number 1 in your program.
He is an excellent receiver, no matter what you call him.
So these two guys, Best and Grace Mullins, just sophomores.
1st and 10 from the 25. Brennan looking end zone, throws, incomplete. Intended for Chad Mock. Ball just out of his reach. John Geist there to cover on the play. John out of Atlanta, Georgia. That stops the clock with 14 seconds left here in the first half.
Well, it's not looking good at 28-0 for UNLV, down 28-0. But boy, to get if Hawaii gets another touchdown here, they're going 35-0 at halftime. Boy, you gotta. There's going to be some screaming and yelling in the Rebel locker room at halftime.
Brennan trying, now looking, throws, and that is intercepted. He tried to get it to Grace Mullins. And that ball is intercepted by John Geist. And we have a penalty flag. So some bravado after the whistle, or out of bounds. But that time, Brennan just tried to force it in there. That was not a good decision because he threw it into coverage.
That's what Vegas needed right there to stop Hawaii, not let them get that extra touchdown and
After
even
the
more
interception,
momentum.
we had a dead ball, personal foul. Number 3 will add 15 yards to the dead ball spot. First down.
Now we'll see the interception. Right into cover. 1, 2, 3, 4. He threw that into.
Yeah, that was a crowded living room that Brennan threw that football into, but that was a play that Vegas needs to at least get some modicum of momentum heading into the locker room at halftime.
Hines talking to the officials. 6 seconds left. Apparently they're going to take a knee, almost in supplication. And now that is the end of the first half. They just let the clock run down. Score at halftime. Hawaii leading 28-0.
Why do customers choose Honda Windward?
As soon as you come here, it's so relaxed. Everybody's just welcoming. You just don't feel any pressure.
They really took the time to listen to what the customer needs are.
I was able to get a good price for the car and a good financing deal.
It was the way they treated me that they made me a believer.
Why go anywhere else?
We'll make a believer out of you. It's a new day today. Tell me what's been going on. Wanna take every morning and just make it last, make it last, make it last. It's a new day all over. It's a new day today. It's a new day today.
Weekday mornings, KHNL News 8 today.
Hawaii leading 28-0 at the break. Hawaii in 44 plays has 359 yards compared to 34 plays and 112 yards against UNLV. Hawaii started early and did not let up throughout the first half, and they were very balanced in the way they put the points on the board.
That's right. Hawaii came out like gangbusters from early on, and despite the score you see there, 28-0, UNLV has shown flashes on defense. Bo Bell coming up with the sack on Colt Brennan right there. Did some nice defensive pressure on Hawaii quarterback Colt Brennan right here. So Vegas has shown some signs on the defensive side of the ball. Coming up with the interception right here. Robert Travers coming up with that. And then the late pick right before the end of the first half. But all in all, Hawaii has gotten the job done. They've come back from those defensive plays by UNLV, and come up with 4 touchdowns. Nate Ilawa on the shotgun option takes it in. And then watch this, Colt Brennan, just beautiful pass to Devon Vest. And leading to our 28-0 score, Hawaii over UNLV.
What is amazing to me is the rushing yards for UNLV. UNLV came in and they were boasting that they could run the ball. Well, they have run the ball and have gained only 3 yards compared to Hawaii's rushing 130 yards in the first half. And in total offense, you see 359 to 112. It is domination on the part of Hawaii. The thing about UNLV, they have not been assessed any penalties, but their offense just has not been there, and their defense has proved to be porous over the lanes of the first half. 28-0. When we come back, we will resume at Aloha Stadium.
Dishing out his double whopper, triples too, all season long.
Warrior football, there's nothing like being there. Century 21 presents the Warriors against the Panthers of Eastern Illinois, Saturday, September 30th at 6 o'clock. Print your tickets online at HawaiiAthletics.com. Warrior football at Aloha Stadium, there's nothing like being there.
Critics call Studio 60 one of the fall's best new shows.
What are you all wearing?
And Monday, you'll see why.
It's no longer cool for grown men to dress as if they're in junior high school.
From the producers of The West Wing.
I gotta tell you, I love what I see.
We're gonna dress, talk, and behave professionally.
You are an adolescent with the sensitivity of a head of cabbage.
And all that will begin in just a few minutes.
You really can't beat Studio 60. Monday, 10/9 Central on NBC.
For What's on Tap, sponsored by Heineken, I turn to Russell Yamanoha to find out what to look for in the second half. Russell.
For Nevada, Las Vegas, they need to show some fire. They had some flashes, as we showed you in the highlights a moment ago, in the first half. But so far, they have just not looked fired up. And we talked about it might be some of the hangover, the tough loss at Iowa State. But they need to put that behind them and basically start over here in the second half. Mike Sanford's trying to find an identity for this team that got off to a good start by blowing out Idaho State. Had a tough loss last week, as we said. And if you're trying to turn a program around, these are the kind of games that you cannot have. Now 28-0. They need to have something here in the second half to hang their hat on as they play the second half against Hawaii here tonight.
Eric Wright will be deep for UNLV. Hawaii will kick off. Dan Kelly will put his toe to it. In the second quarter, UNLV had 0 yards rushing. So they need to crank it up here in the second half. They have to play catch-up.
What Hawaii needs to do here in the second half is basically keep on keeping on. Everything they've tried has worked to perfection. They've had a couple of bad offensive series going 3-0, but other than that, they have just lit it up in front of this Aloha Stadium crowd so far in this game against Nevada, Las Vegas.
So we're underway in half number 2. Here's Wright taking it on the full run, looking for daylight. Gets out over the 30 to about the 31-yard line, and here comes a penalty flag. Rustin Saoli there to make the tackle on special teams. Here's the flag.
After the play was over, we had a dead ball foul against the receiving team, number 46. 15-yard penalty, first down.
Worthen called for the penalty. Ryan Worthen. Oh, I like this. I like this. Tonight's halftime adjustment is sponsored by Cairo Plan Hawaii. Russell.
Adjustment for Nevada, Las Vegas is turn up the heat on defense. And as I said, get something to hang your hat on here in the second half. Mike Sanford trying to turn the Vegas program around, and it's not looking good for Vegas right now. They need something here in the second half.
1st and 10 from the 16. The throw is picked off. Picked off by Leonard Peters. And Peters is running. And Peters has space. And Peters has a touchdown. And another penalty flag. That was brilliant. Brilliant by a 6-year player, Leonard Peters, who has certainly paid his dues and is playing hurt. That was worth the price of admission.
We talked about it. I just mentioned turn up the heat on defense for Nevada, Las Vegas. Turning it up a notch on offense wouldn't hurt either. That's not getting it done. You throw it right into the hands of a roving free safety for Hawaii. And we talked about it. Leonard Peters, he's going to make the most of his extra year of eligibility. He's not going to stop for anybody. Takes it to the house. That's a big touchdown for this Warrior defense.
Scott Novak talking to Mike Sanford. It could be unsportsmanlike conduct. And when you have that, there's a possibility of an ejection. We'll see.
Touchdown is good. After the play is over, we have a dead ball, personal foul. Number 43 of the intercepting team. That penalty will be penalized 15 yards on the kickoff.
Brad Kalilimoku. So Brad Kalilimoku called for the personal foul. Another look at this brilliant interception. Keeps inbounds, and all of a sudden he starts to look for the open space. He gets it, and he is gone.
And Rocky Hines did that a couple of times in the first half where he just lofted the ball out there, and you cannot do that against this Hawaii defense.
Dan Kelly with the point after, and it is now 35-0 Hawaii. So UNLV comes out. They want to regroup. They want to re-energize, and all of a sudden they get spanked right away.
Hines just put a little too much under that one. It allows Leonard to come over and make the pick, and then the rest is all him. Defensive players do a great job of turning into offensive players, putting out some blocks, and he just takes it to the house. Leonard Peters just fired up on that Hawaii defense.
Peters coming off performance, 10 tackles against Alabama. He has that rib cartilage injury, but he looked like the adrenaline was taking care of that on that particular play. So Hawaii is penalized because of the personal foul, and Dan Kelly will kick off from the 20-yard line.
Boy, June Jones smiling on the sideline. Mark that down, folks. You don't see that too often, but up 35-0 with no signs that the other team is any clue on how to slow you down. Why not laugh it up a little bit?
Hawaii leading 35-0. Kelly getting ready to kick off again. This has been a real lesson learner for UNLV. They've got a long way to go, and Hawaii tried to take this and take it on the road next week against Boise State. Here comes Eric Wright again. He's dangerous. Ooh, Wright over the 40, and his ankle tackled there. Wright was just a tackle away from making it a horse race.
Caught him by the ankle. He may have tweaked that ankle just a little bit. Very slow in getting up is Eric Wright.
So Micah Lau there to make the stop on special teams for Hawaii. Ball is advanced out to the the 42-yard line, and it will be first down for UNLV. Hines paying his dues, first-year quarterback for UNLV. Gives the ball to Jackson, and Jackson finds a hole, angles off the left side, and gets out to midfield before Brad Kalilimoku is able to plug the hole. Good gain on the play. And that will bring up second down for UNLV. UNLV, remember, is a member of the Mountain West Conference, and they're trying to get a winning identity in the Mountain West. If you ask me, they belong in the WAC, not in the Mountain West. It would be a good addition because they have Nevada, University of Nevada, as a natural rival. Peoples is cracked at the line of scrimmage by Lawrence Wilson. Wilson making his first tackle tonight. Wilson out of Farrington and Dixie Junior College.
He's a 300-pounder, just slices in there, rides his guy, follows the, fills the gap, gets there, makes a nice play, and that's a tackle for a loss for Hawaii. Lawrence Wilson just shy of the 300-pound mark.
3rd down and 3 for UNLV. In motion is St. Preux. Here's Peoples. Does he have the first down? He does, and more. Struggles to the 45-yard line where he is pounced upon. Tyson Kafentzis of the Kafentzis family, who said this week, I'm not the last Kafentzis to play for the University of Hawaii. There are more in the pipeline. Kafentzis family has been playing for Hawaii for generations. Literally. First down for UNLV. There's been 8 Kafentzis family members to play for the University of Hawaii. A pitch on the inside, trying to get around the corner as Eric Jackson. Very short game. Brad Kalilimoku there to cut him off. So UNLV may be sticking on the ground, trying to get something consistent together in running the ball and keeping consistent drives so that Hawaii does not get its hand on the ball offensively. Already UNLV is down 35-0. Flair to the far side along with Wolf and along with St. Preux. 2nd down and 9 from the 43-yard line of Hawaii. Hines, will he run? No, he'll throw. Incomplete. It was intended for Justin Marvel. Adam Leonard covering on the play.
Excuse me, Jim. UNLV has won the last 3 ball games in this series with Hawaii. The last 2 have not been pretty. Last time Hawaii faced UNLV in Vegas, 6 turnovers for Hawaii. The time before that, Vegas came here to Aloha Stadium. 3 players for Vegas ran for over 100 yards. But tonight, that's not been the case. It's been all Hawaii.
Triple wide receiver again to the left. 3rd down, 8 yards to go. Hines throws. That is tipped by the intended receiver. And C.J. Hawthorne was the closest warrior to it. Casey Flair was the intended receiver. And that will bring up 4th down. Yet another 4th down for UNLV. And yet again, they ponder what to do. And finally, they will send on the punt team. Kip Facer will punt. See who will receive for Hawaii. Myron Newberry goes back. Newberry, the junior out of Denton, Texas, and Trinity College. And also Aaron Bain, number 85. There's the punt. Another sky shot. And they'll let it bounce, and it will stay in. And that will be inside the 1-yard line. That's about as perfect as you can get. 42-yard punt. So that's a real positive for UNLV.
We just got our Banco home equity line. That's my bank. Gonna make the kitchen bigger, Mom?
Why?
Go on a cruise?
Nah.
Want to put the equity in your home to good use? Get a fixed-rate Banco home equity loan and get the certainty of a low fixed payment every month.
So what are you guys gonna do with the loan?
Oh!
So get a home equity loan that'll make you proud to say,
That's my bank.
For a home equity loan with this low rate, apply at Bank of Hawaii today.
You believe this? Toyota takes their most popular 4-door ride and tricks it into a road-gripping go-kart. Like wrapping America's sweetheart in skin-tight leather pants. It's all sport suspension, 6-speeded and aerodynamics, giving you looks, performance, a buzz from just driving between stop signs. Can a car famous for its reliability also be notorious for pure pleasure? Yeah, the totally new Camry SE at your Toyota Hawaii dealer.
It's time to enjoy life. It's time for Enjoy Snacks. Enjoy the taste, enjoy the quality. It's a part of life that makes you smile. All the goodness of life in every bite. All the flavor and taste you want in life. It's time to enjoy life. It's time for Enjoy Snacks.
June Jones, watch this replay because right there, at the goal line. The ball is gathered in by Ryan Heiss. And you see that foot may be in contact with the goal line, but did he have possession of the ball before he made contact? Apparently he did. And they reviewed it and said, let's play on. They are going to give him, give Hawaii yardage out to about the 3 for some reason. The throw is incomplete. It was intended for Chad Mock. Mock was turned one way and the ball went to the other. Now, if they didn't, if they said that was okay, why are they giving Hawaii the ball at the 4-yard line? Because certainly the ball was not dead at the 4-yard line.
The way I look at it is maybe they made the call that the player didn't have possession of the ball. He just knocked it back into play. But still, that's a strange spot to put Hawaii out there at the 4, but I'm sure June Jones will take it.
2nd down and 10. The ball just inside the 5 at the 4. Brennan gives the ball to Reagan Mauia, and Mauia gets into the scrum and is forced backward. Very short gain on the play, and that will bring up 3rd down for the Warriors. There you see Reagan Mauia.
We're being told on that play that the player can be in the end zone, but the ball cannot cross the plane since he knocked it out. It backs up Hawaii deep in their own end zone.
Well, if the ball, if that's the case, it should be on the 20.
The ball didn't go into the end zone, did it?
So I don't know. I'm confused, and that's easy for me. That's a completion to Ryan Grice Mullins, and that's enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, that's going to drive Mike Sanford absolutely crazy. You get a great play. Hawaii's backed up deep in their own end, and they just kind of come out and incomplete pass, run the ball out the middle, and throw it out in the flat, and just like that, they have a 1st down. Here's Brennan has all day to throw, and a nice catch and coverage by Grice Mullins, and boy, that has to frustrate Mike Sanford.
Grice Mullins now 105 yards in reception yardage. Milvon James covered on that last play. Brennan this time throws into the flat to Ryan Grice Mullins again.
A nice tackle by Milvon James, transfer from from UCLA. And Grice Mullins kind of hobbling a little bit, like he might have tweaked the lower leg in the play, but then here comes Milvon James out of the ballgame himself.
So Milvon James is replaced by John Geis on the corner. Hawaii comes out 2nd down and 4. Ball at the 21 from the shotgun. Brennan looking right. Now throws a wobbler. And again, it was intended for Grice Mullins. That will bring up 3rd down and 4 yards to go. 9:46 left to play in the 3rd period. Hawaii in total control in this game. They lead it 35-0. Hawaii started right away. I mean, the opening drive was one of perfection. And the fans that came in late missed probably one of the finest drives we have ever seen. More effective in the passing and running. I mean, it was really a display. Brennan now throws. That is complete to Bess. And Bess breaks free. He's loose at the 35 to the 40. And finally they tackle him there. Good block by Ryan Grice Mullins.
But that play, when it developed early on, it looked like there were a bunch of possibilities because if Bess came across the middle, it was looking wide open, but he slowed up a bit to try to buy his options, and it allowed the UNLV defense to catch up with him.
So another 1st down for Hawaii, and they move the ball to the 44-yard line, their own 44. They come out with the triple formation now to the left.
Tried to go off the block for Grice Mullins, but could not do it.
Grice Mullins went into the escort business very quickly, and we have movement. That's going to be a false start. It's going to be on Dane Uparesa. 6'4", 310, the senior.
Number 72,
out of
5-yard
Hauula.
penalty, 1st down.
And he went to Punahou.
And once again, despite a couple of setbacks on the drive, a big setback, most notably the bad field position to start at their own 4-yard line. And again, Hawaii managing to move the football.
Hawaii now starting to flirt with 400 yards in total offense. In motion goes Bess. They come out in a 4-wide formation. Brennan looking, now lays it off to Maria. And Maria is run out of bounds. So Maria losing the latch on the corral again, and the bull was free up the sideline. Funga made the stop. Nate Ilawa now is coming to the backfield for Hawaii. Maria stepped out of bounds at 2nd and 12. Brennan, quick pass. Let's complete the Bess. Juke stepping, trying to get outside. He does. Turns the corner at midfield. Gets to the sidelines and is finally ridden down by Staggs. Jay Staggs. Catches now for Bess, 124 yards and a touchdown. What a run.
These are the kind of plays that Devon Bess can make. We've seen a couple of times where he tried to juke his way into a play and ended up losing yards, but more times than not, as we said, he gets positive yards out of that. A good gain there on a 2nd and long. It turns into another first down for Hawaii. 19 first downs on the night for the Warriors.
8:52 left to play in the 3rd period. Hawaii leading 35-0. Brennan. 4-man rush, gives the ball up the middle to Ilawa. Big hole, the 30, all the way to the 24-yard line. They just could not haul him down. 16-yard gain for Ilawa. And Ilawa now, let's see what he has here. 7 carries for 90 yards. So Hawaii on the move again. They've carried the ball inside the 25 to the 24. They come out with triple wide receivers to the far side. Mock and Dickerson are the wides. Brennan, shovel pass. Ilawa, 20, 15, first down. So Hawaii just keeps going.
This June Jones offense, this essentially is Hawaii's bread and butter run play. It goes down into stat sheet as a pass because of the shuttle pass from Brennan to Ilawa, but it's essentially the running game for Hawaii. And right now, Nevada, Las Vegas just has no answers for this Hawaii offense. Absolutely none.
Colt Brennan flirting now with 300 yards. He has 296, 24 for 35, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. First down from the 15-yard line of UNLV. Hawaii with the 4-wide offense. Brennan gives the ball up the middle to Ilawa, skips inside the 10 and powers his way to the 7-yard line.
At that time, Mauia and Nate Ilawa in the ball game for Hawaii. Mauia, the tailback, but he sort of lines up as a wing back right there, almost a tight end. We're not going to see a tight end out of June Jones, but kind of sort of a tight end. And Ilawa goes behind that extra blocker.
Let's call it a tight end, so he'll be upset with it. This drive started
at the 4
on the 4-yard line, and this is the 12th play of the drive. And they're on the porch again to the end zone. 2nd down and 3. Mauia sets up on the wing.
Tight end.
Yes. Here's Ilawa, all wide open. He's going to cakewalk into the end zone.
Boy.
Touchdown.
It's going to be a long plane ride back home for Mike Sanford. His team just comes up, gets a great special teams play, and his defense just comes out and allows a 96-yard drive for Hawaii, by far the longest of the season for the Warriors. And boy, that's just got to hurt. That 96-yard drive.
Ilawa now 104 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. And that looked easy. Here's Kelly. Still consistent. PAT is good. It is now 42-0. Oh, wait. Here comes Ilawa right into your living room.
We're Hawaiian Telcom, your local communications company, connecting the people of Hawaii to each other and to the world beyond, with home phone service, wireless phones, and across the internet.
Dude, I am so hungry. A sandwich? Turn it up, dude. That song is the bomb. Dude, come on. Watch the weather.
Are you guys done?
Indulge in the rich taste of McDonald's McTerry and Double McTerry sandwiches, made with 100% all beef and our own savory teriyaki sauce.
Supporting UH Athletics. Get the good life. Great price savings this weekend.
In every town, there's a leader. Rebel. Golden boy. Sweetheart. Hero. And misfit. Different people. Different lives. With nothing in common but one night.
Here's to God and football and good friends living large in Texas.
Friday Night Lights premieres Tuesday, October 3rd on NBC.
This exclusive sports presentation of the home team is sponsored in part by Kaiser Permanente, Pride, and by American Savings Bank, helping Hawaii's businesses and communities grow.
Hawaii 96 yards in 12 plays, 4 minutes and 46 seconds of elapsed time. And Nate Ilawa, a 7-yard run, his second touchdown of the game. Hawaii leading 42-0 as you look at Nate. And remember, he's coming off a concussion last week in the Alabama game. Short kickoff taken by one of the up men at the 30-yard line, and he gets knocked down. Gilbert Gallagher, little running on that kickoff return. 265-pound junior out of Phoenix, Arizona, and Glendale City College. Peterson making the stop for Hawaii on the special team. First down for UNLV. Hines, the throw. Does so. That is complete and hit immediately. Was Justin Marvel. Justin Marvel, number 11. Kenny Patton came up to bang him. Gain on the play of 8 yards. Second down and 2. The ball resting at the 45-yard line of UNLV. Here come the Rebels. Flair to the far side along with Wolf. The two leading wide receivers going into the game tonight for UNLV. Hines, 2 backs behind him, hands the ball and trying to get outside and running with it. We'll see as they get up here. And it's going to be Ronnie Smith. Smith, number 28, 5'10", junior out of Carson, California, and a transfer to UNLV from the University of Nebraska. Kiala Watson was able to chase him down, but not before Smith ran for the first down. 1st and 10 from the 48-yard line for UNLV, their own 48. Hines to throw again. Throws long. Marvel, the intended receiver, Kenny Patton, running with him stride for stride. It's amazing to me, Kenny Patton, they thought about making him, putting him on the offense. But he has played very, very well defensively. Played well last week. And he certainly has played well tonight.
And the two questions, well, one question for UNLV is when you start looking at backup quarterback, Rocky Hines is 8 of 28. That's not going to get it done.
Hines gives it to the running back trying to turn the corner short of the first down. Patton comes up and makes the tackle. Carrying the ball is Ronnie Smith. Also Brad Kalilimoku in on the start. Check that, David Peoples with it. So the same offensive set. And now they come out in the 4 wide. And now they say five wide receivers. Hines back there by himself. Here comes Hawaii, throws over the middle, that's complete. And gets to about the 42-yard line, very close to the first down. Ryan Wolf coming back for it. Adam Leonard was there to make the tackle, and we'll see whether that's a first down or not. And it is. They're not going to bring out the chains when you're down 42-0. You're close. That's a first down.
For one of the few times tonight, Rocky Hines actually has time to stand back there and deliver a pass. And it results in a Vegas first down.
So Wolf and Flair and Peoples are flanked to the left. Double wide receiver to the right. One of them, St. Preux. Hines, will he run? No, he's going to throw. Crossing pattern. That is complete. And with it is Casey Flair. Kenny Patton again making the stop. 5:06 left to play in the third. And C.J. Allen Jones with a good hit. Flair, 2 catches, 56 yards in this game. And it's a first down for UNLV. The ball is on the 26-yard line of Hawaii. Hines gives it on a sweep. Getting to the sidelines with it is Ronnie Smith.
It's a running play that just takes a little too long to develop. The defensive front for Hawaii can see it coming in, and they've been pursuing to the ball very well all night long. A lot of black shirts around it, and they come up with another play there to set up a 2nd and 10.
This is the deepest that UNLV has been able to penetrate. 2nd down, the ball on the Hawaii 26. And the throw to the sideline is incomplete. Adam Leonard, David Peoples was the intended. And Leonard with good pressure.
Jerry Glanville winning the chess match right there. As you mentioned, Vegas gets good penetration into Hawaii territory. He comes with the blitz. Adam Leonard got to the quarterback fairly quickly, and we had 2 defenders out on the receiver, intended receiver at that time. Set up a 3rd and 5. Vegas needs this. 3rd and 10.
Hines to throw. Throws for the sideline. That is complete to Flair. Excellent pass, excellent reception. C.J. Hawthorne covering on the play, but nonetheless, a very good catch by Flair. One thing, of course, if you're down 42-0, you've got to at least score, at least put something on the board.
And I posed the question, when would you bring in Shane Steichen, the backup quarterback, to get some life into this Vegas offense? And as soon as I posed the question, Rocky Hines has arguably his best drive of the ball game.
Well, it's resting just outside the 11. In motion is St. Preux. With it is Hines. Now throws, and slipping inside the 5-yard line was St. Preux.
St. Preux slips because he lost his shoe on the right hash mark. Makes it hard to run on field turf when you're running in socks.
2nd down. They can get a first down at the 1. Hawaii way out in the lead. 42-0 here in the 3rd quarter. 4:01 left to play. They overload the right side. 2nd down. Peoples chased down from behind, breaks 1 tackle, breaks 2, turns the corner very close to the touchdown. They say he went out of bounds at the 2, just inside the 2. Hawaii had a chance to chase him down, but he was able to step out of the grasp.
And Mel Purcell just misses the shoestring tackle. Adam Leonard misses him as well. And there you see some of that pursuit from Hawaii. A lot of black jerseys getting around the football on the defensive side for Hawaii. Jared Glanville's going to love to see that when he looks at the films come Monday.
So Hawaii putting in their goal line defense. And they want the crowd to encourage them. First down, goal to go. Under center is Hines. Gives the ball to Peoples. Touchdown. So finally, UNLV. They've been held out. They've been held away. They've had nothing but frustration. They put it together and they get on the board, and it's 42-6. There you see Peoples. Good run.
Pull a guard. Ryan Worthen, the fullback, gets on the block there. Open up a nice hole, and Peoples goes in nice and easy for the first score for Vegas, coming at 3:51 left in the third quarter.
Jake Lee will put up the extra point here. And he does. 3:51 left to play in the third period. Hawaii now leads 42-7.
How are UHA health plans like a magnificent meal? I didn't know either, so I asked Chef Mavro to explain it.
The challenge is to put all the best ingredients together for the best result. I think at UHA, like at Chef Mavro, you have people care. They care about your satisfaction.
UHA, quality health plans and great service. UHA, better health, better life.
Easy to say, huh?
There's always something new at Young Guns, the best, most complete gun and knife shop in Hawaii. We're regularly adding new inventory to our already wide selection. Whatever you're looking for, it's a sure shot you'll find it at Young Guns. Sports shooters, hunters, law enforcement, and military personnel shop at Young Guns. You'll find everything for the sportsman and your personal safety at Young Guns on the corner of Mapunapuna and Pa'a Streets with plenty of free parking. Young Guns, Hawaii's best, most complete gun and knife shop.
The Honolulu Star Bulletin and Midweek's bidding advantage is back and bigger than ever with 3,000 items to bid on, and it's going on now. Visit starbulletin.com to bid on jewelry, vacations, furniture, gift certificates from your favorite restaurant. Get a great deal on that spa package you've always wanted. Play a round of golf at your favorite golf resort or take an island getaway. It's Hawaii's biggest sale going on now. For thousands of items at bargain prices, go to starbulletin.com or call 524-STAR. That's 524-STAR to place your bid now.
UNLV 63 yards in 12 plays, 3 minutes and 6 seconds of elapsed time, and David Peoples able to creep into the end zone with the 1-yard run. So it is 42-7. Hawaii getting set to return it. Kickoff will go and is taken at the 10-yard line by Ross Dickerson. And Dickerson spinning, still on his feet. And down he goes at about the 23. So Hawaii will put the ball in play, leading 42-7.
And we'll have a new quarterback.
Tyler Gronke will come in. Gronke, a 6-footer, 202-pound sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona. Last year in passing, he was 28 for 56, 306 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 1 interception. He is making his first appearance of the season in 06.
And wholesale changes for Hawaii, the Hawaii offense, and we finally get to see Jason Rivers making his first appearance tonight. He was listed to start this game.
5-yard penalty, first down.
So a penalty called on Hawaii, apparently delay. Hawaii leading substantially, 42-7. Aaron Bain has come into the game as a receiver. Jason Rivers, David Farmer, number 48, is appearing in the backfield along with Tyler Gronke. First down. Following the penalty from the 17, Gronke first throw. That's complete. The 30. And is hit from behind and then bounces ahead. And that's going to be Ross Dickerson. 17-yard gain from Local to long distance wireless to internet. Hawaiian Telecom has solutions for all your communications needs. First down, the ball advanced out to the 35-yard line for Hawaii.
Gronke's first pass of the season goes to the veteran Ross Dickerson, and nice game for Hawaii.
First and 10 from their own 35. Gronke again to throw, lays it off. With it is Farmer. Farmer back to the line of scrimmage. That's all. So Hawaii trying to get cute with Farmer. Laying the ball off to him. Farmer unable to gain substantial yardage. Ian Sample has come into the game. J.C. Asiodu out of Chino Hills, California, made the stop on Farmer. Second down and 10. Gronke in place of Brennan. Keeps it. Gronke to about the 40. Brennan, while he was in there, 24 of 35, 296 yards, 2 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Nate Kenyon, the nickelback, made the tackle for UNLV. 1:41 left to play in the third period. There you see Colt Brennan.
24 of 35 for 296 yards.
Michael Washington also in as one of the wide receivers, number 5. Sample number 3. Gronke checking off, looks long, up the far sideline. That is off the hands. Off the hands of the intended receiver. And that receiver, let's see, we're looking. Aaron Bain, number 85.
Aaron Bain just a bit too long. If the gloves were on a little looser, he might have caught that thing.
Staggs was the defender on the play. So Gronke steps up, tries to go big down the sideline. Kurt Milne is in to punt. On 4th down from the 40. Casey Flair deep. Bad snap. Handled by Milne. Here's Flair. Takes it on the run. And Flair is thrown down by Paipule. Timo Paipule, 6'2" junior out of Kaneohe in St. Louis School. 40-yard punt, 13-yard return. It will be first down for UNLV.
Talked about the bad snap. You mentioned it. Milne doing a nice job of hanging on to this thing. It was high and outside. He makes the nice catch. He had one at Alabama that hit him in the face mask and resulted in a Crimson Tide safety. But at that time, it was high and outside, and he made a nice catch on it. Got the punt away for Hawaii.
Hines remains in at quarterback for UNLV. He's taking his lumps, as we have said. Eric Jackson back there with him. Hines looking, throws. That is complete to Marvel. And Marvel gets spun down by A.J. Martinez. And a loss on the play. The line of scrimmage being the 34-yard line. And the ball is placed just inside the 33. So it'll be second down and 11. Last 30 seconds of the third period. Five-man pattern again for UNLV. Hines, quick pass, and that is incomplete, almost intercepted. Tyson Kafensis, excellent pressure. That'll bring up third down and 11 for UNLV.
Rocky Hines in the gun. Sort of it's like he's in a bar throwing darts. And comes up short. Not one for mechanics is Rocky Hines, but if it works, it works. That time it did not. The numbers on Rocky Hines, we touted him coming in, but boy, 12 of 36, 155. Those numbers are not going to get you many W's.
Hines looking again. Now throws. That is complete to Flair. And Flair has become, right, excuse me, that's complete to Wolf. And Wolf and Flair, the 1-2 punch. If they can get going, they can put some points on the board at least. 8 seconds left to play in the third period.
Wolf caught a 71-yard touchdown pass to set a UNLV freshman record. I'm sure Mike Sanford, UNLV head coach, was hoping for some of that here tonight, but it's not to be. Boy, Hawaii's just come out and just laid the lumber, 42-7.
At the end of the third period of play, Hawaii up substantially.
Probably try to squib it, and he does. Ball comes loose, and the Bears have to get out of bounds. Rodgers along the sideline, another one. They're still in deep trouble at midfield as they get it to Rodgers. They give it back now to the 30. They're down to the 20. Oh, the band is out on the field. He's going to go into the end zone. Will it count? The Bears have won. The most amazing, sensational, dramatic, heart-rending, exciting, thrilling finish in the history of college football.
What are customers saying about Honda Windward?
Absolutely fantastic service.
Never had any hassle, never had any pressure. From the salesperson to the financial department, again, there was honesty and integrity.
I just wouldn't go anywhere else. I live in Honolulu, but it's worth the drive over the hill.
I can't say enough for Honda Windward. They're #1 in our book.
I would definitely buy another car from Honda Windward.
Our ad guys think a talking frog will help you remember our name.
He said hammock.
He said ribbit.
Personally, I think you just need to know that Hammock is Hawaii's leading workers' compensation insurer. We have superior technology, great service, and the best staff in Hawaii. Hammock is Hawaii's best workers' comp value.
Was that it?
Hammock.
Hammock, Hawaii's workers' comp specialist.
Call Big Island Candies or click on BigIslandCandies.com to order your favorite treats. New items are now available. Big Island Candies, home of the famous diagonally dipped shortbread cookies.
There you see the number for Big Island Candies. We'd also like to remind you that Nakoa Football Club is the official booster club of the University of Hawaii Football Warriors. For more information on the Nakoa Football Club, call 956-4513, 956-4513, or visit them online, www.nakoa.org.
Well, Hawaii putting up PlayStation-like numbers tonight, 42-7. Every quarter's been the same. 14 points for Hawaii in each.
Hawaii jumping offside, but then getting back, no contact. Hines on the pitch, and what a play by A.J. Martinez. Martinez just came up from the corner, and he was able to undercut Eric Jackson.
That was a strange play. It's like he got tackled twice. Let's take a look at this. Here goes A.J., makes a nice play. His knee never went down, so good heads-up play by the Hawaii defense right there. A.J. Martinez. Hawaii going with the acronym defense. They got 2 CJs and an A.J. back there.
Second down and 16 for UNLV. We're in the fourth period. In motion is Peters, number 20. Hines back to throw again, chased out of the pocket. Cannot set up, and steps out of bounds. David Vaikune out of Wahiawa, Campbell High School. He went to Colorado and then Fresno Community College. And Vaikune, number 94, 6'3", 258-pound sophomore, can bench press 463 pounds.
Well, Rocky Hines had all the publicity coming in, but boy, he's just not. He looks at times barely interested out there. He just kind of went over to the sideline and just stepped out of bounds.
Third down and 24. Hines throws up the sideline and hopes. Incomplete. Intended for either Ryan Wolf or Aaron Strayton. A.J. Martinez was covering on the play.
Well, you mentioned it. He threw it at either receivers. He threw it so far off offline. The receivers are not even looking for it. It's hard to tell who he intended it the pass to go to. I think Mike Sanford needs to start think about making a change here.
Look at this spread on 4th. You want to get down as quickly as possible. There's the kick. And it lands. Nobody touches it inside the 25 and is finally brought to a stop on about the 23-yard line. Hawaii will have it. 46-yard punt by Facer.
And you know your night is not going well when the highlight of your effort has been your punting team.
Tyler Gronke will continue at quarterback. Gronke 2 for 3, 17 yards. And so here comes Hawaii. Rivers is flanked to the far side. To the near side is Dickerson. Washington in the slot. Taking his time. Looks to the sideline. Throws. That is complete. And knocked out of bounds at the 47-yard line is Rivers. Jason Rivers, his first catch of the night. He had 3 catches for 39 yards against Alabama. 21-yard game. Tony Cade finally figured things out on the sideline for UNLV. So a good gain again for Hawaii. Hawaii now 482 yards in total offense. First down, they put it at the 48 of UNLV. Hawaii leading 42-7. Gronke in place of Brennan. Steps up in the pocket. Gronke can run. He tucks it. He's at the 40. He's at the 30. 25. Spun down.
Oh, he took a shot too.
Eric Wright was there, trying to make him pay for his audacity of running.
Take a look at the shot coming up at the end of this play by Wright. Gronke stretching it as far as he can, but big pop coming up from Eric Wright right there. Also, Bo Bell, the all-everything linebacker for UNLV, in on that play.
25-yard jaunt that time by Gronke. Gronke in trouble. Shovel pass. And that gets to the 20-yard line. We'll have to see. That's Sept, yeah. That's Sept.
Another one of those big backs for Hawaii. He goes 6 flat, 281. Junior out of Long Beach.
Sept went to West Los Angeles College. So he joins Mauia and Farmer in the backfield for the game, along with Ilawa. They're deep at that position. Second down and about 5.5. Gronke again. Quick pass. That is complete inside the 15-yard line. And Michael Washington comes away with a reception. Boy, the statistical page is going to be full in this game. Cade and Wright there to halt his progress. They will give him forward progress all the way to the 13. That's very liberal, thank you.
And Colt Brennan, what did he start off with? 9 for 9? Tyler Gronke, not bad himself. He's 5 of 6. Well, it's just everything's worked for Hawaii tonight.
Triple wide receiver to the left for Tyler Gronke. Gronke got the start in the opener last year against USC. Quick pass to Jason Rivers. And Rivers finally pays the price as he motors to about the 11-yard line. So Hawaii, again, touring the neighborhood, able to get to the porch. Yards are tough here. Gronke will go and say something to June Jones, or June Jones will tell him something, and he trots back in to the huddle. 11:39 left to play in the game. 11 players have caught passes tonight for the University of Hawaii. 11.
And our stat computer screen up here can only hold the name of 10. So Hawaii's outdoing the computers.
Gronke looking, throws. That is complete to Ross Dickerson. Dickerson with a tremendous catch just inside the line. And they will say let's see where they put it.
I almost thought he left the ball in the field of play before he rolled out of bounds, but Hawaii keeps possession of the ball. Boy, UNLV essentially with their first string defense in there, Hawaii with pretty much an entire second string offense, and it matters not. Hawaii still moving it. Gronke's 7 of 8 since he came into the ball game in the third quarter.
First and goal to go from the 2-yard line. Sept. They pull him back from the goal line. He got into a tussle with the defense. Jason Beauchamp and Casey Asiodu. Take a look at this. Sept. And they will pull him back.
And he's been sitting on the bench the entire ball game. Comes out and has to play some power ball right there. Almost got it in for Hawaii. Sets up a 2nd and goal.
Washington, they flip-flop him over to the left side. Sept up the middle. Gets close to the goal line, but apparently not over. And that'll bring up 3rd down and goal for Hawaii. Hawaii leading 42-7. Colt Brennan, I think, is giving Coach Jones some advice, huh? He then gets dismissed back into the crowd of players.
The backup offensive line for Hawaii: Keith Asun, Larry Salafea, Marcus Kaunohi, Pepa Letuli, and Keone Steinhoff. He'll be tested right here. 3rd down and goal.
Under center is Gronke. And we have movement. Coming over was Malo Tamua.
Dead ball. False start on the offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So Larry Salafea moving. Tamua is from Honolulu, out of Aiea. He did not play football last year, and he's in there at nose tackle now for UNLV. And he enrolled at UNLV in January. He's what they call a gray shirt. So it is 3rd down, but now the ball is out at the 6-yard line. The pass is complete. And did he get in? Pass was complete to Aaron Bain.
Just short. Just short.
Eric Wright is hurt. Eric Wright shaken up. Take another look here. There you see Bain. And Wright, he gets his shoulder turned by the contact. And that'll bring up 4th down. Ball at the 1-yard line. Russ, call the play.
Put Gronke on the center. We'll do a quick dive. You got a big boy in the backfield at Sept. Why not? Give him the ball. Let him chase pay dirt. I got half of it right. Gronke's on the center.
That ball is way inside, just short of the goal line. Option. Sept fumbles. That's picked up. And down goes the defender. So Hawaii comes up with nothing. As Casey Asiodu from Chino Hills, California, able to diagnose. You would think the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Not so.
Big time. Lil John delivers. Oh yeah.
Every time the beat drop. 212 I sweep the awards next year.
I'm with that.
I'll holler, man. Every time the beat drop.
Hello.
It slices, it does.
These days, you never know what will show up at your door.
Surprise!
But Pizza Hut is always welcome with pizza, pasta, and salads delivered hot and fresh. Got a hungry family? Dig into 2 large 2-topping pizzas on the crust of your choice for just $22.99. Pizza Hut, delivering more to your door.
Hey, is your daughter home?
The $6 million Deal or No Deal week-long event starts Monday. That's huge! Watch and you can win great prizes.
Here's your chance to get even with the odds. Play the Deal or No Deal Beat the Odds Challenge with Hot 93.9 and KHNL NBC 8.
Listen to Hot 93.9 at 7:20 in the morning.
And pick the right briefcase for your chance to win cold, hard cash.
Beat the odds with KHNL NBC 8 and
Hot 93.9.
Take a look at this attempt by Sept to score. Sept pretty much gave the play away. He was too far back for just a straight ahead dive. And you can see Beauchamp come over and really put the pressure on there. And then they converged on it, and Asiodu was able to come up with it. Shane Steichen has now gone in at quarterback for UNLV. Ball is handed off. Peoples, and Peoples runs into the black shirts. Steichen is 21 of 31 for 190 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception.
Most of that in Big 12 country up at Iowa State last week, filling in for injured Rocky Hines. He almost led a comeback up there at Iowa State. I'm almost surprised to see Mike Sanford wait so long to go to his senior quarterback.
Steichen to throw, and that's complete, and then ridden to the turf at the 15-yard line is Rodolin Anthony, and the tackle made by Timo Paipule. So a lot of different players in the lineup now for both teams, but Hawaii wholesale changes as you see the backups in the lineup for the Warriors. Third down and 6 from the 15. Steichen calls a timeout. In motion was Ronnie Smith. Steichen didn't like where he was going. We'll be back.
In health as in life, being connected is a beautiful thing. Experience kp.org. Kaiser Permanente. Thrive.
This look at the passing game is sponsored by Aloha Airlines, a proud supporter of UH Sport. For reservations and fare specials, visit alohaAirlines.com. Passing through the air, UNLV 171 and Hawaii 361. Most of that by Mr. Brennan. Third down and 6 from the 15. Steichen, the quarterback. Steichen throws over the middle. Oh, great pass, and that's caught and hit ahead over the 35-yard line. Desmond Thomas is in to make the play. Ryan Wolf with the reception. 22-yard gain. Steichen has added new life to this offense.
UNLV out of the gun, just a slant across the middle. And some nice yak yards after catch, and a big hit by the Hawaii defense.
Wolf and Flair are flanked to the far side. Steichen again, first down from the 38. Steichen hit as he throws over the middle. That is complete. And another very good throw. That was to Flair. So Casey Flair with another catch, and the stop made by Carl Noah, 6'4" junior out of Waianae, and Kamehameha.
Good pass protection that time. It closed off late but he stood in the pocket. Got the pass off to Flair.
7:03 left to play in the fourth. Steichen has come in and he's moving this team. Steichen to throw, 3-man pattern, throws for the sideline, and that's incomplete. He threw it wide. It was intended for Marvel. His nickname should be Captain, after Captain Marvel. I mean, that's just a great name for a receiver. There you see Shane Steichen, 3 for 4, 44 yards since he has come in to take over for Hines. Hines, by the way, 13 of 37, 166 yards, 1 interception. No touchdown. Second down and 10 from the 46. Ball is carried by Steichen. And Steichen inside the 35 to the 34. That's enough for a first down. So Steichen showing that he can do a lot of things. That's a 12-yard gain. Desmond Thomas, the sophomore out of Vallejo, California, 6'3", 171-pounder, made the tackle for the Warriors. Clock keeps ticking. 6 minutes and 40 seconds left to play in the game. 4 wide receivers go to the far side. Wolf and Flair and St. Preux and Peoples.
That's a strange formation there.
Steichen goes to the other side. That's incomplete. That was intended for Straighten. And Myron Newberry, number 38, covering on the play for Hawaii, as all of the reserves now playing for this team.
That was almost like the Bob Wagner triple stack against BYU, but it was a quadruple stack that time.
I remember that.
UNLV.
I remember that.
It's a team game, but this Steichen guy, he might be auditioning for some playing time right here. He is a senior, lost the starting job in a training camp battle with Rocky Hines, and Steichen right now showing that he can move this team.
Triple wide receiver to the right. Second down from the 35. There's a throw. That's complete to St. Preux. St. Preux keeps his feet, takes some shots, and then really gets clobbered. So they unpile.
Well, give him credit for fighting for extra yardage, but there's a downside to that. It's coming up right here. Boom. That's football, folks.
That was David Vaikunin, number 94. Big hit. Short of the first down, it will be third down and 3. Now UNLV comes out with strength to the left. Steichen will keep now pitch back. This is the option. And with it is Peoples. And Peoples gets squeezed. And he is short of the first down. That'll bring up 4th down and 1. Carl Noah leading the charge. Myron Newberry also showed up for the Warriors.
We talked about Steichen might be trying to audition for some playing time. Some of these players on the University of Hawaii side are showing the UH coaching staff what they can do as well. They've been laying the hat. It's 42-7 with 5:05 left to play in this ball game. There's some shots being delivered out there by this Hawaii defense.
Lykunik getting up slow after that last play, but he takes his place in the defensive line for Hawaii. 4th down and 1. Ball is given to Peoples. He has the first down. He's able to probe his way to the 22-yard line, and it will be first down for UNLV. David Peoples. Blaze Suarez there to make the stop, number 53 for Hawaii.
For the first time in 5 attempts. 5 attempts on 4th down tonight. For the first time, UNLV is successful.
David Peoples, 13 carries and 39 yards for the game. First down for the Rebels. They have the ball at the 22 of Hawaii, and they trail by a huge margin. Hawaii trying to get off the field, at least. And timeout will be called by the Warriors. 4:31 left to play in the game. Many of the patrons already on their way home. Hawaii up by many.
It's the only truck tough enough to carry the Ford Oval. F-150, America's best-selling truck for nearly 3 decades. Now get $2,006 in clearance cash during the F-150 sell down. giving you up to $5,006 total cash back on 2006 F-150s. Plus, Ford has extended its powertrain coverage to 5 years, 60,000 miles. Up to $5,006 cash back plus extended powertrain coverage on Ford F-Series, now at your Oahu Ford store.
Decision 2006, KHNL News 8 is your best source for Hawaii's election news. Log on to KHNL.com and click Decision 2006. See clips from political speed campaigning and conversation with the candidates. KHNL News 8 goes beyond the formality of a debate, bringing you grassroots dialogue from the 2nd Congressional District candidates. Plus, get the latest local news on noteworthy races and issues, all on KHNL.com. Live, local, late breaking, and linked to the community. KHNL News 8.
Hawaii up 42-7. The carnage started early, and Hawaii just kept pouring it on. From local to long distance, wireless to internet, Hawaiian Telecom has solutions for all your communications needs. Hawaiian Telecom, keeping Hawaii connected. 4:31 left to be played in this game. Steichen, the backup quarterback, but he has given new life. There is a sweep to the near side, carrying the ball, and still carrying the ball that's Jackson. Jackson finally wrestled out of bounds.
Well, give him points for not giving up on that play, huh? He kept it alive, and kept it alive. Didn't get much out of it, but he gave it the college effort right there. It's the kind of game Hawaii needed, especially opening on the road and followed by a bye week. This is the kind of game Hawaii needed in front of the home fans. A big win heading into that Boise State game next week. Boy, you know the Hawaii fans are going to be zeroed in on that one.
Wolf and Flair flank to the far side. 2nd down and 9. Steichen drops straight back. Looks to the corner. Throws to the corner. That is incomplete. The defender never turned around, and all Steichen had to do was place it in there to Ryan Wolf. But the ball never found the target. Kind of ricocheted away. Michael Malala, number 20, covering on the play.
Got beat by a little bit. Never gave up on it, though. Got there to make the defensive play. Michael Malala, a senior for the University of Hawaii.
There's no face guarding in college football. Malala was reading the eyes of Wolf, and when it became huge, he just put out his hands. 3rd down and 9. Steichen throws over the middle. That is incomplete. That was intended for Ryan Wolf. And Hawaii was really blitzing. They came in force that time. And that will bring up now 4th down.
Will we go for it for 6th time tonight? Why not?
On 4th down, efficiency tonight, 1 for 5.
On the road, well, come home and open up a can on a former conference member that you haven't beaten in the last 3 meetings. That's exactly what the Warriors did last night to UNLV. The Warriors played near perfect football for a good portion of the first half. Offensively, Hawaii couldn't be stopped. Colt Brennan was 24 of 35 for 296 yards passing, 2 touchdowns. The first went to that guy, Ryan Grice-Mullen, who hauled in 7 snags for 111 yards, and the other went to Devon Bess, who led all receivers with 10 catches for 124 yards. 2 scores in the second quarter, and Hawaii had a 28-zip first-half lead.
Instead of making mistakes and making bad reads or dropping balls, we just did what we do, and we went down the field and made all the right moves, right catches, right reads, and right before you know it, we were in the end zone. So I think those first 2 drives definitely set the tone, and they were definitely scrambling after that.
What we saw was exactly what we were seeing all practice with the scout team. I think our scout team did a good job of replicating that, and it was just basically clockwork out there for us. So it was, I wouldn't say easy, but a lot smoother than down in Alabama.
And because we were passing mostly early on, then they changed their defense up to stop the pass, and that just opened up all the lanes to run. And then we balanced it up the rest of the game, and we got the points we needed.
Nate Ilawa scored once in the second quarter and then again in the third, part of Hawaii's 214-yard ground game. He had 9 carries for 104 yards, for 104 of those yards. All that scoring made things a lot easier for the Warrior defense, who pitched the shutout in the first half, allowing just 39 yards rushing in the entire game of the Rebels. Leonard Peters played with what he calls a broken rib and broke up a couple of huge plays that could have turned into Rebel touchdowns. And it was Peters that provided the most excitement for the defense with this interception return, a touchdown in the third quarter. Hawaii wins big, 42-13, to improve to 1-1 on the season.
Pick felt great. I haven't been to the end zone for 2 years. I've been here for 6, so that's not a good average.
The players just did a great job, and what's fun when you coach, get the plan in, I promise you, by the time I got my clothes changed, I was like everybody else. I was watching the game, and the players were running the game, and they did a good job.
Still made a lot of mistakes that regular fans couldn't see, but we'll fix it. We're getting there.
Warriors are 0-2 on the Broncos' blue field, and that's where they're going next. 2-5 in the overall series. Kickoff on Saturday is set for 2 Hawaii time. A lot of.
In the first inning, 4 touchdowns in the Bears. Good news, Drew Bledsoe. Team picked up win number 1 of the 2006 season in dominating fashion, snapping a 3-game losing streak to UNLV, beating the Rebels 42-13. UH wingman Colt Brennan on point, started the game 9 of 9 with 106 yards passing and 2 scores, finished with 286 yards in the air and 3 total touchdowns. Sophomore studs Devon Bess and Ryan Grice-Mullen a combined 17 catches for 235 yards and 2 touchdowns. The running game, huge. A combined 236 yards on the ground. Nate Ilawa, 9 carries for 104 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the defense, they dominated. Allowed just 39 yards rushing total on 28 attempts, recorded 2 sacks, and perhaps the play of the game. 6th-year senior Leonard Peters, playing through pain, picked off Rocky Hines and took it to the house for a 33-yard score in the third quarter.
Yeah, you know, everybody kept telling me to sit out this game, and you never know how much you miss something until you can't have it. Pick felt great. I haven't been to the end zone for 2 years. I've been here for 6, so that's not a good average.
The players did an outstanding job. By the time us coaches got off the bus, they took the game over, and really it was just fun to watch everything that they did. They made it work.
The early success we had offensively really made them change their defense up, and because we were passing mostly early on, you know, then they changed their defense up to stop the pass, and that just opened up all the lanes to run, and then we balanced it up the rest of the game, and you know, we got the points we needed.
More confidence we gained, the more, you know, chemistry we gain with one another, you know, is just going to prepare us for teams like Boise and Fresno. So we just need to continue to stay together and be happy about this win, but, you know, there's still room for improvement.
Up next for the Warriors, changed our defense up to stop the pass, and that just opened up all the lanes to run, and then we balanced it up the rest of the game, and you know, we got the points we needed.
And coming up in just a few minutes, we'll take a look at the game through the eyes of the head coach. Get all the insight you need with the June Jones Show right after this. Soccer Now.
Aloha and welcome to the June Jones Show. The Warrior football team got what it wanted last night, a 42-13 win over UNLV. But the end result could mean a lot more than what the record shows. Since his arrival in 1999, June Jones' signature run-and-shoot offense has defined his program. But against the Rebels, the Warrior defense came alive and established an identity of its own. A shutout seemed very much possible until 11 minutes into the third quarter. Here's a look at what's on tap tonight, brought to you by Bud Light, always worth it. We'll take a look back at last night's dominating effort over the Rebels at the Aloha Stadium. JJ's in studio to break down the win and look ahead to next week's road matchup with the Broncos of Boise State. And in our Under the Helmet segment, we'll shine the spotlight on Warriors center Samson Satele, who passed up the fame and fortune of the NFL to return to Manoa for one more shot at a WAC championship. First up, Hawaii wasted no time versus UNLV. The Warriors were both quick and efficient, and that made for a long trip home for the Rebels, who left with their 11th straight road loss. Steve Uehara has a recap in tonight's opening drive.
15, 10, 5, touchdown!
Liz, we knew the offense would do its thing. The big question was on the other side of the ball. How would the Warriors' banged-up defense handle the spread option of UNLV? Quick answer, they dominated it. Hawaii held the Rebels scoreless into the closing minutes of the third quarter. In fact, the Warriors' defense got in the end zone before UNLV even got on the board.
You know, we're just trying to get that, back in the 80s where they were known for defense over here at UHL, not only the offense because Coach Jones, the run and shoot. We're trying to even it out with Coach Lambehill.
Leonard Peters' interception return served as a fitting reward for a man who played despite a cracked rib. Remember, the Warriors made other adjustments because of injuries. Linebacker Brad Kalilimoku switched back from safety and led the way with 8 tackles.
When I got to play linebacker, it's like it feels so comfortable to me, just to fill gaps. And I put myself back in there. I was like, yeah, I get to play with the big boys now.
Hawaii held UNLV to 39 yards rushing. Surprisingly, the Warrior running game came alive. Nate Ilawa had 9 carries for 104 yards and 2 TDs.
What we saw was exactly what we were seeing all practice with the scout team. I think our scout team did a good job of replicating that, and it was just basically a clockwork out there for us.
And the passing game did what it does. Colt Brennan threw for 296 yards. Devon Bess and Ryan Grice-Mullen both eclipsed the 100-yard mark, and both reached pay dirt.
When we went down the field and made all the right moves, right catches, right reads, and right before you know it, we were in the end zone. So I think those first 2 drives definitely set the tone.
Meanwhile, 2 touchdowns in garbage time had Rebels head coach Mike Sanford shaking his head.
We knew that they were going to be good. I knew they were going to move the ball on our defense but we didn't answer scores, and that was the thing that was frustrating.
But out of all the stats that may catch your attention, the most important is this. The Warriors picked up win number 1 of 2006. Liz, back to you.
Thanks, Steve. As we go inside the numbers, brought to you by the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union, Hawaii racked up 583 yards of total offense. 214 of it came on the ground. The dynamic duo of Devon Bess and Ryan Grice-Mullins accounted for 17 catches and 235 yards and 2 touchdowns. Warriors defense stopped the option attack of UNLV, holding the Rebels to just 39 yards rushing. We're here right now sitting down with the coach, Coach Jones. Congratulations on the win. I'm sure you're really happy. Now, let's talk about this quick start. Colt 9 for 9 right out of the gates, getting into the end zone, just perfectly run and shoot.
Well, we were, we knew and we wanted and we talked about getting off to throwing the football and trying to get some rhythm real quickly. And we kind of know when we get it going like that, it creates a lot of other opportunities within the offense. And Colt did a great job the first couple drives, and we put a lot of pressure on them right away. And I think that they, didn't really expect the game to be that fast. And in fact, listening to their comments in the paper this morning, I think that is exactly what happened.
And if anyone, you said Devon Bess, you were even taken aback. You got caught a couple times just admiring the way he was just catching that ball.
I'll tell you what, not so much just catching it, but what he does with it after it. I've never seen a guy with such great quickness and acceleration. And I mean, I catch myself just being a fan sometimes of watching him play. I would say that he might be one of the best players who's ever walked on that field. And the fans that are there certainly, I think, see the same things that I do.
He and Ryan Grice-Mullen is just amazing, as well as Colt, because now he's kind of added another dimension to your offense. We're not just looking at him sitting there and passing. You're actually allowing him to kind of run, adding somewhat of an option to your offense, maybe.
Well, he's playing, I think, more within the scheme this year. He's not as quick to pull it down. He's trying to get through the progressions. Even there's a couple times last night where he didn't quite get through it and took off and run, but he made big plays, and he's certainly that's a feature that the defense every week has to look at and know that they have to contain.
Are you comfortable with it when he's moving now?
Well, I'll tell you, I was proud of how he just competes every week. he's just a real competitor, and you know, certainly I cringe a little bit every time when he doesn't find a place to slide. But you know, hey, that's how he's been forever, and he'll take one good lick and then learn his lesson, I'm sure.
Of course, and then once his passing game was established, the lanes just opened, and you saw Nate Ilawa, Reagan Mauia just kind of running wild.
Well, Nate is a very gifted player, and our offensive line is really playing well. The last two games, Dennis has done a great job, and the line has, I think, played probably the best football since I've been here, and that goes a lot to Dennis, and it says a lot about the kids taking it upon themselves to, you know, to pay attention to detail, and you could really see that last night, that there's a lot of good things going on there.
An offensive line that we could also say seems very mobile. I mean, they just seem to be able to kind of go and move when you need them to.
Yeah, well, I think some of that, you know, most of the kids that we recruit fit into that mold, you know, and some of them end up being running backs. Some of D linemen end up being running backs. But I mean, we kind of recruit athletes, and you know, hopefully we can teach them how to play football. You know, we even have a couple that are not playing right now and didn't even dress in the game. That are ones from Australia, never played football before. We have some defensive linemen that converted. C.J. Allen's brother from back at Marshall University, and we think they athletically are our kind of people, and you know, I think that, like I said, is kind of by design.
Let's talk about the defense, of course. Jerry Glanville, I think we really got a taste of the kind of defense that he plays. Well,
you know, I think Jerry's done a great job of influencing the kids in the direction that he always has had teams play. I'm used to seeing defenses play like that, coached by Jerry. I think that you know, I've come to kind of expect it, and I saw a little bit of it last year, even though we were probably not you know, right, obviously where we needed to be last year. It was new. I think Jeff Reinbold has done a great job of teaching our defensive line the techniques that Jerry expects, and the kids have bought into what we're doing, and Jerry's a great coach, and these players are very lucky to be able to be around it for the 2 years.
How much do you take away from the stat 39 yards rushing that you're able to hold the Rebels to, being that this is such a strict kind of defense that they had to play last night, very assignment?
Well, I think that like I said, Jerry had a very good scheme against it. It was a lot of different things that we did, and the players played fast. And when we weren't in position and we didn't do the right things, somebody else is covering up for their buddy, you know, because they're hustling. And, you know, when that guy, the running back's getting tackled, the quarterback's scrambling, there's usually 3, 4, 5 guys hitting him, and you know, that's what you got to do.
Gang tackling, very big. We saw a lot of that last night. Let's talk about a very gutsy guy. I think if I had to pick the guy on defense that had the rib injury, I would have not picked Leonard Peters.
Well, Leonard is kind of amazing. You know, he just sucked it up. I mean, that's basically, and you know, he's going to be like this probably all year because when he plays, it's not going to get better. I'm sure he feels this morning just like he did 2 weeks ago after the Alabama game. But you know, this is his senior year. Everybody, as we say, plays through injuries. Obviously, Leonard's got to do it. He's not risking getting hurt anymore. He's just going to have to deal with some pain. But man, he's such a leader for us back there, and the rest of the guys, he's just really motivates everybody to see him suck it up like that.
Pretty much plays kind of superhuman. How about the idea when you have a game like this and you're up by so much for yourself on the sidelines, do you kind of just sit back and enjoy it, the mechanics of it, or do you start to challenge yourself in your playbook and say, you know what, let me see if I could design something else that could work with that?
Not really. I really want to get as many of the players into the game that I can. You know, Tyler Grunke was, I think, had one incomplete, and that one was a great throw that could have been down the sideline for a big one. You know, Inoki, I was really proud of him. I knew that he was a gamer, and I know he go kind of at practice sometimes is a little lackadaisical, but I remember him watching him, and every time we've had a scrimmage, he turns it up. So I was really excited to see him that way too. So you know, you try to get all the receivers, you try to get everybody. They work so hard in practice, and you try to get everybody in the game.
Of course, if we look at this, not just a win, confidence booster. How important to you is that, and how much do you see that playing into at this this point?
Well, you know, I know that obviously you have a lot more confidence going to Boise with a win than you do if you hadn't. You know, Boise is going to be a tough challenge for us. You know, I don't think the school's ever won there. But we'll play hard, and you know, we'll do just like what we've been doing, and hopefully we can throw it up there one more time and score one more point than they do.
We're not done with the coach just yet. When we come back, Coach Jones will look ahead to next week's big road test against Boise State.
Guys still playing?
How'd you do that?
Just a little something I picked up.
You must never spill the Bud Light!
And this is hard because... Gotcha.
Okay.
Sweet vest, dude.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it. Again!
Since our inception, the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union has served our community and our university.
Today, our members enjoy these benefits. Our low-cost Visa Platinum card with travel benefits and buyer appreciation bonuses, lower rates on loans with fast, friendly service. And our Pepaki Koho card makes after-hours banking a breeze.
That's why at the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union, we belong to you.
Aloha, I'm Janelle Aulani Matsunaga. A lot of people know my husband Matt for his tenure record in the state senate. What people may not know is how effective Matt is in working with others, from across the islands to Washington, D.C., finding solutions to big problems, like affordable health care for our kupuna, better schools for our keiki, and affordable housing for all Hawaii. Matt and I would be honored to have your vote on September 23rd.
I'm Matt Matsunaga, and I approve this message.
Take the next step in life. With small class sizes and a dedicated faculty, Remington College can help. For more information on our programs, give us a call.
Looking back on our many years together, through all the glory, and when it hurt the most, we realize these are the moments that really matter. These are the moments we live for. Our team, Hawaii football. There's nothing like being there.
Promotional consideration for the June Jones Show is brought to you by Peterson Sign Company, serving Hawaii since 1968.
Welcome back. This week, Coach Jones, you take on Boise State, a team that now has beat Sacramento State, Oregon State, and yesterday Wyoming, 3-0. I mean, and they're the heavy hitter in the WAC.
No, they are. We kind of knew going into the season that we were going to have to at least win in one of those arenas, Boise or Fresno, if we wanted to win the WAC. And, you know, we talk about it all the time. We know what we have to do, and hopefully we can get it done.
Boise is a team that has not allowed anyone in the WAC to beat them at home. They're 20-0 there. What is it? Is it the blue field? I mean, everyone looks at the blue field, and it's got to be the field. I mean, what things come into play there?
No, it's not the field. They play very good football, and they've been an excellent football team for the last probably 5 years. And you know, they just have it going on when they're at home, and that's kind of what you have to do if you want to be a good football team. You can't lose at home. And you know, the years that we've had good teams since I've been here is we've maintained home field advantage, and that's what you have to do.
Did you kind of a bitter bitter taste though last year, being that you came really close to beating them at home?
Well, I can't remember what it was. We gave up 16 to 21 points or something on special teams last year, but we felt like we started to make some inroads there. We just weren't quite as good as we are right now, and hopefully that experience will lead us this week.
Senior Jared Zabransky, I mean, he's the guy you're very familiar with. He's the one and only one that you've pretty much had to go up against time and time again. What would you say about him? How would you kind of describe the player that he is?
Well, he's not, he runs a lot of play pass, a lot of misdirection. He pulls the ball down and runs, and you almost have to assign somebody to him because he can break your heart running the ball more than he can passing the ball. And he does a great job kind of in their scheme within what they do, and we're going to have to contain him.
Dan Hawkins is gone, but his offensive coordinator Chris Peterson has stepped into place, and it seems like they haven't skipped a beat.
No, they haven't skipped a beat, and sometimes I think head coaches kind of forget how valuable the assistant coaches really are in their staffs, and I think Dan is finding that out right now, that maybe he should have taken Chris with him or paid him more money than Boise wanted him to, so he could go. But Chris has done a great job. Their offense has been really, really potent since I've been here at this school, and it's been because of him.
2 weeks, you've done very well against the run. Now you've got Ian Johnson. He's a workhorse for the Broncos. What's it going to take to stop him?
Well, he played against us last year, and you got to gang tackle because he does make a guy miss, and he has speed to take it all the way. He ran away from Oregon State a couple times, and Oregon State has some kids that can really run. So if you don't gang tackle, if you don't get a lot of guys there around him, he's going to break a tackle or make one guy miss, and you got to have another person there.
What would you say then would be the keys to this game?
Well, I think we have to be able to control their running game. That's what they want to do. They can throw the ball, and they do a lot of misdirection stuff. They do some special plays. It seems like every year, 1 or 2 they have ready for every game, and so you have to be disciplined that way. But we have to control their running game. I think the other things we're going to have to do is special teams. We're going to have to play with the same energy I think we have the last couple of weeks. They've done a great job with their special teams over the course of my year stay here, and we can't have any letdown in that area at all, especially on the road, because the momentum changes so quickly in an opposing stadium on the special teams. And then offensively, I think we're playing pretty good football, but we still make kind of some mistakes that we can't make against good teams. We had the ball down on the 1-yard line, and we fumbled it and didn't get it in on the 4th and 1, and then the play before that, we run a route, and the receiver, all he has to do is take an outside release, and he didn't, and we got tackled on the 1 instead of a stand-up touchdown. And you can't make those mistakes against good teams because you have to get it in.
They are a good team. They're constantly WAC championship after WAC championship after WAC championship. Are they the team that you take a lot of pride in if you can beat them? I mean, this week they're also ranked top 25. They come in at 25.
Yeah, well, you kind of take each team one at a time, and as a coach, it doesn't matter who you look at on film, they all look like top 25 teams. By the time the game starts, you kind of get that knot in your stomach, and you're kind of wondering if you can pull it off. It doesn't matter what it was. In fact, by the time we teed it up against UNLV, I was wondering, man, they're a lot better. They look better. Every day I'm looking at the tape, they're getting better and better, and I think as a coach, you kind of do that. But, we shouldn't have any trouble getting motivated to play this team, that's for sure. We haven't beaten them there, and they've kind of, I think we've only beaten them 1 time out of 5 or 6 that I've played against them since I've been here. So, we almost got it done last year, and now it's time to do it on the road.
All right, well, that's the plan. Get it done on the road, beat Boise State. Thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Okay, thanks, Liz.
Still to come, when it came down to choosing the NFL or UH, Samson Satele decided his pro career had to wait. Another reason for Satele to stay. With all the cousins he has as teammates, he could almost make a family tree with the UH roster. Is it true that maybe the NFL is the next step for you?
Yeah, it's an option that is on my mind, but I love these guys too much to go, so.
That was all WAC offensive lineman Samson Satele after his final game last year. Turns out Satele passed on the big money for the pros and came back for his senior season. His sacrifice, Hawaii's game. Steve Uehara sat down with the senior, a man on a mission, in tonight's Under the Helmet.
I didn't come back here to lose. without, you know, that WAC championship. So, I mean, that's still in my mind to take this team to a WAC champ.
You can hear the pride in his voice, loud and clear.
Money, go.
And there's a reason for it. Samson Satele has a lot invested with the Warriors. Aside from passing on the NFL, Satele's blood runs deep in this team. He's got 11 cousins on the roster. Brashton and Hercules Satele, Mel Amani and Elliot Purcell, Nate Ilawa, Reagan Mawia, and 4 others. He even rooms with a few of them at the on-campus apartments. And the family bond easily flows onto the field.
When you see them go down and put their heads down and, you know, having a bad game, you're always there to pick them up. And it's better for me to tell Mel to pick it up instead of somebody else telling him to pick it up, you know, because we had that, you know, respect for each other. I mean.
Funny thing is, the Kailua grad didn't meet some of his cousins until his senior year in high school, and they got closer after they came to UH.
I remember the first time seeing Mel and Amani. I mean, but yeah, they were tall when I first met them, and it was weird because I thought I was the biggest guy in the family, and then seeing Mel's way bigger than me, so.
What? Well, I wouldn't say way bigger. Satele stands 6'3", 311 pounds, hardly a pushover. He started every game since 2003. This year, he moves from guard to center, a position with a lot more responsibility.
You got to see the whole field. If the corner's coming, you don't take the protection that way. It's all bad for you. You're going to get it in meetings, but, I mean, from guard, you just look from here on, the right guard is there on, but the center, you got to see the whole thing. Make sure everybody sees what you see.
Satele sees everything, so much so the coaching staff has asked him to help out as graduate assistant Dennis McKnight gets used to the system.
When he first came, he was kind of confused, but as time went by, he kind of knew what's going on. So before, I used to take the centers and the guards and make sure they do the right steps and stuff.
There isn't a player on the team that does not respect him, and that's partially because Satele demands it. When asked to put his name on the front of his helmet at the start of training camp, he scribbled in King. But he's already passed that nickname on to a couple of his cousins.
Mel Purcell for the defense and Nate Ilawa for the offense, and then they call me the Emperor, so I feel good about that.
Well, the Emperor laid down the law last month. Normally a quiet leader, Satele tore into his teammates. Some of the other players had broken an undisclosed team rule, and Coach June Jones made them run after practice.
When we came together, nobody stood up, so I just stood up, and I didn't want to be that guy, that vocal guy. I just want to show my leadership with actions, but I stood up and, I said my piece, and after that, I felt kind of better than what I felt before.
The team captain is much more comfortable leading by example. He's earned all WAC honors in his freshman, sophomore, and junior years. Last year, he gave up just 2 sacks in 578 pass attempts, and yet he did not cash in.
I don't think I was really ready for the NFL. I don't think my strength was there because I just had my surgery the year before, and everybody thought I could go, but I wanted to go really, but there's a little piece of me that told me to stay back, and I felt comfortable with that decision.
But as Satele thinks ahead to what could be, he can't help but think back to how we got here. Former offensive line coach and dear friend Mike Cavanaugh left for Oregon State last March, and Satele's been counting the days till they meet again.
Coach Cav brought out the best in me, and he taught me how to do some stuff that I really didn't know that I could do. And when he left, I felt kind of bad because he recruited me out of high school when I was a junior. And when he left my sophomore year, my junior year, I was kind of pissed off. But when I got redemption December 2nd, when I see him again, they're going to get it.
And with that, Satele's career will come full circle, battling the man who brought him in and leaving his throne to conquer yet another challenge. I'm Steve Uehara for The June Jones Show.
The June Jones Show on KGMB 9 is sponsored in part by Ahahui Koa Anui Nui.
The 49er great Joe Montana once said, "Confidence is a very fragile thing." The Warriors believe the win over UNLV was the boost in confidence they needed, especially considering who they play next. Hawaii now heads to Boise State, a place where they've never won. We all know the Broncos are the WAC's untouchable. They've been the nation's top-scoring team since 2000 with nearly 42 points a game. They're 37-3 all-time in the conference, and they have never lost a WAC home game. Fortunately, when the Warriors look at last night's game tape, it will show more than confidence. It will show skill, technique, potential, and most importantly, what can come if a game plan is perfectly executed, because that's what it's going to take to beat the Broncos. Our thanks go to Coach Jones for dropping by. For Steve Uehara, I'm Liz Chun. We'll see you next week. Aloha and welcome to the June Jones Show. The Warrior football team got what it wanted last night, a 42-13 win over UNLV. But the end result could mean a lot more than what the record shows. Since his arrival in 1999, June Jones' signature run-and-shoot offense has defined his program. But against the Rebels, the Warrior defense came alive and established an identity of its own. A shutout seemed very much possible until 11 minutes into the third quarter. Here's a look at what's on tap tonight, brought to you by Bud Light, always worth it. We'll take a look back at last night's dominating effort over the Rebels at the Aloha Stadium. JJ's in studio to break down the win and look ahead to next week's road matchup with the Broncos of Boise State. And in our Under the Helmet segment, we'll shine the spotlight on Warriors center Samson Satele, who passed up the fame and fortune of the NFL to return to Manoa for one more shot at a WAC championship. First up, Hawaii wasted no time versus UNLV. The Warriors were both quick and efficient, and that made for a long trip home for the Rebels, who left with their 11th straight road loss. Steve Uehara has a recap in tonight's opening drive.
15-10, 5, touchdown!
Liz, we knew the offense would do its thing. The big question was on the other side of the ball. How would the Warriors' banged-up defense handle the spread option of UNLV? Quick answer, they dominated it. Hawaii held the Rebels scoreless into the closing minutes of the third quarter. In fact, the Warriors' defense got in the end zone before UNLV even got on the board.
You know, we're just trying to get that, back in the 80s where they were known for defense over here at UHL, not only the offense because Coach Jones, the run and shoot. We're trying to even it out with Coach Lambehill.
Leonard Peters' interception return served as a fitting reward for a man who played despite a cracked rib. Remember, the Warriors made other adjustments because of injuries. Linebacker Brad Kalilimoku switched back from safety and led the way with 8 tackles.
When I got to play linebacker, it's like it feels so comfortable to me, just to fill gaps. And I put myself back in there. I was like, yeah, I get to play with the big boys now.
Hawaii held UNLV to 39 yards rushing. Surprisingly, the Warrior running game came alive. Nate Ilawa had 9 carries for 104 yards and 2 TDs.
What we saw was exactly what we were seeing all practice with the scout team. I think our scout team did a good job of replicating that, and it was just basically a clockwork out there for us.
And the passing game did what it does. Colt Brennan threw for 296 yards. Devon Bess and Ryan Grice-Mullen both eclipsed the 100-yard mark, and both reached pay dirt.
When we went down the field and made all the right moves, right catches, right reads, and right before you know it, we were in the end zone. So I think those first 2 drives definitely set the tone. And
meanwhile, 2 touchdowns in garbage time had Rebels head coach Mike Sanford shaking his head.
We knew that they were going to be good. I knew they were going to move the ball on our defense, but we didn't answer scores, and that was the thing that was frustrating.
But out of all the stats that may catch your attention, the most important is this. The Warriors picked up win number 1 of 2006. Liz, back to you.
Thanks, Steve, as we go inside the numbers, brought to you by the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union, Hawaii racked up 583 yards of total offense. 214 of it came on the ground. The dynamic duo of Devon Bess and Ryan Grice Mullins accounted for 17 catches and 235 yards and 2 touchdowns. Warriors defense stopped the option attack of UNLV, holding the Rebels to just 39 yards rushing. We're here right now sitting down with the coach, Coach Jones. Congratulations on the win. I'm sure you're really happy. Now, let's talk about this quick start. Colt 9 for 9 right out of the gates, getting into the end zone, just perfectly run and shoot.
Well, we were, you know, we knew and we wanted and we talked about getting off to throwing the football and trying to get some rhythm real quickly. And we kind of know when we get it going like that, it creates a lot of other opportunities within the offense. And Colt did a great job the first couple drives, and we put a lot of pressure on them right away. And I think that they, you know, didn't really expect the game to be that fast. And like listening to their comments in the paper this morning, I think that is exactly what happened.
And if anyone, you said Devon Bess, you were even taken aback. You got caught a couple times just admiring the way he was just catching that ball.
I'll tell you what, not so much just catching it, but what he does with it after it. I've never seen a guy with such great quickness and acceleration. And I mean, I catch myself just being a fan sometimes of watching him play. And you know, I would say that he might be one of the best players who's ever walked on that field. And the fans that are there certainly, I think, see the same things that I do.
He and Ryan Grice Mullins, just amazing, as well as Colt, because now he's kind of added another dimension to your offense. We're not just looking at him sitting there and passing. You're actually allowing him to kind of run, adding somewhat of an option to your offense, maybe.
Well, he's playing, I think, more within the scheme this year. You know, he's not as quick to pull it down. He's trying to get through the progressions. Even there's a couple times last night where he didn't quite get through it and took off and run, but he made big plays, and you know, he's certainly that's a feature that the defense every week has to look at and know that they have to contain.
Are you comfortable with it when he's moving now?
Well, I'll tell you, I was proud of you know, how he just competes every week. He's just a real competitor, and you know, certainly I cringe a little bit every time when he doesn't find a place to slide. But you know, hey, that's how he's been forever, and he'll take one good lick and then learn his lesson, I'm sure.
Of course, and then once his passing game was established, the lane just opened, and you saw Nate Ilawa, Reagan Mauia just kind of running wild.
Well, Nate is a very gifted player, and our offensive line is really playing well. The last 2 games, Dennis has done a great job, and the line has, I think, played probably the best football since I've been here. And that goes a lot to Dennis, and it says a lot about the kids taking it upon themselves to, you know, to pay attention to detail. And you could really see that last night, that there's a lot of good things going on there.
An offensive line that we could also say seems very mobile. I mean, they just seem to be able to kind of go and move when you need them to.
Yeah, well, I think some of that, you know, most of the kids that we recruit fit into that mold, you know, and some of them end up being running backs. Some of D linemen end up being running backs. But I mean, we kind of recruit athletes, and you know, hopefully we can teach them how to play football. You know, we even have a couple that are not playing right now and didn't even dress in the game. That are ones from Australia, never played football before. We have some defensive linemen that converted. C.J. Allen's brother from back at Marshall University, and we think they athletically are our kind of people, and you know, I think that, like I said, is kind of by design.
Let's talk about the defense, of course. Jerry Glanville, I think we really got a taste of the kind of defense that he plays. Well,
you know, I think Jerry's done a great job of influencing the kids in the direction that he always has had teams play. I'm used to seeing defenses play like that, coached by Jerry. I think that you know, I've come to kind of expect it, and I saw a little bit of it last year, even though we were probably not you know, right, obviously where we needed to be last year. It was new. I think Jeff Reinbold has done a great job job at teaching our defensive line the techniques that Jerry expects, and the kids have bought into what we're doing, and Jerry's a great coach, and these players are very lucky to be able to be around it for the 2 years.
How much do you take away from the stat 39 yards rushing that you're able to hold the Rebels to, being that this is such a strict kind of defense that they had to play last night, very assignment?
Well, I think that like I said, Jerry had a very good scheme against it. It was a lot of different things that we did, and the players played fast. And when we weren't in position and we didn't do the right things, somebody else is covering up for their buddy, you know, because they're hustling. You know, when that guy, the running back's getting tackled, the quarterback's scrambling, there's usually 3, 4, 5 guys hitting him, and you know, that's what you got to do.
Gang tackling, very big. We saw a lot of that last night. Let's talk about a very gutsy guy. I think if I had to pick the guy on defense that had the rib injury, I would have not picked Leonard Peters.
Well, Leonard is kind of amazing. You know, he just sucked it up. I mean, that's basically, and you know, he's going to be like this probably all year because when he plays, it's not going to get better. I'm sure he feels this morning just like he did 2 weeks ago after the Alabama game. But you know, this is his senior year. Everybody, as we say, plays through injuries. Obviously, Leonard's got to do it. He's not risking getting hurt anymore. It's just going to have to deal with some pain. But man, he's such a leader for us back there, and the rest of the guys, he's just really motivates everybody to see him suck it up like that.
Pretty much plays kind of superhuman. How about the idea when you have a game like this and you're up by so much for yourself on the sidelines, do you kind of just sit back and enjoy it, the mechanics of it, or do you start to challenge yourself in your playbook and say, you know what, let me see if I could design something else that could work?
Not really. I really want to get as many of the players into the game that I can. You know, Tyler Grunke was, I think, had one incomplete, and that one was a great throw. That could have been down the sideline for a big one. You know, Inoki, I was really proud of him. I knew that he was a gamer, and I know he go kind of at practice sometimes is a little lackadaisical, but I remember him watching him, and every time we've had a scrimmage, he turns it up. So I was really excited to see him that way too. So you know, you try to get all the receivers, you try to get everybody. They work so hard in practice, and you try to get everybody in the game.
Of course, if we look at this, not just a win, confidence booster. How important to you is that, and how much do you see that playing into at this point?
Well, you know, I know that obviously you have a lot more confidence going to Boise with a win than you do if you hadn't. You know, Boise's going to be a tough challenge for us. You know, I don't think the school's ever won there. But we'll play hard, and you know, we'll do just like what we've been doing, and hopefully we can throw it up there one more time and score one more point than they do.
We're not done with the coach just yet. When we come back, Coach Jones will look ahead to next week's big road test against Boise State.
You guys still playing?
How'd you do that?
Just a little something I picked up.
You must never spill the Bud Light!
And this is hard because... Gotcha.
Okay.
Sweet vest, dude.
Refreshingly smooth Bud Light. Always worth it.
Again! Since our inception, the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union has served our community and our university.
Today, our members enjoy these benefits. Our low-cost Visa Platinum Card with travel benefits and buyer appreciation bonuses. Lower rates on loans with fast, friendly service. And our Pepaki Ko'o Card makes after-hours banking a breeze.
That's why at the University of Hawaii Federal Credit Union,
we belong to you. Aloha, I'm Janelle Aulani Matsunaga. A lot of people know my husband Matt for his tenure record in the state senate. What people may not know is how effective Matt is in working with others, from across the islands to Washington, D.C., finding solutions to big problems like affordable health care for our kupuna, better schools for our keiki, and affordable housing for all Hawaii. Matt and I would be honored to have your vote on September 23rd.
I'm Matt Matsunaga, and I approve this message.
Take the next step in life. With small class sizes and a dedicated faculty, Remington College can help. For more information on our programs, give us a call.
Looking back on our many years together, through all the glory, and when it hurt the most, we realize these are the moments that really matter. These are the moments we live for. Our team. Hawaii football. There's nothing like being there.
Promotional consideration for the June Jones Show is brought to you by Peterson Sign Company, serving Hawaii since 1968.
Welcome back. This week, Coach Jones, you take on Boise State, a team that now has beat Sacramento State, Oregon State, and yesterday Wyoming, 3-0. I mean, and they're the heavy hitter in the WAC.
No, they are. We kind of knew going into the season that we were going to have to at least win in one of those arenas, Boise or Fresno, if we wanted to win the WAC. And, you know, we talk about it all the time. We know what we have to do, and hopefully we can get it done.
Boise is a team that has not allowed anyone in the WAC to beat them at home. They're 20-0 there. What is it? Is it the blue field? I mean, everyone looks at the blue field, and it's got to be the field. I mean, what things come into play there?
No, it's not the field. They play very good football, and they've been an excellent football team for the last probably 5 years. And you know, they just have it going on when they're at home, and that's kind of what you have to do if you want to be a good football team. You can't lose at home. And you know, the years that we've had good teams since I've been here is we've maintained home field advantage, and that's what you have to do.
Did you kind of a bitter taste though last year, being that you came really close to beating them at home?
Well, I can't remember what it was. We gave up 16 to 21 points or something on special teams last year, but we felt like we started to make some inroads there. We just weren't quite as good as we are right now, and you know, hopefully that experience will lead us this week.
Senior Jared Zabransky, I mean, he's the guy you're very familiar with. He's the one and only one that you've pretty much had to go up against time and time again. What would you say about him? How would you kind of describe the player that he is?
Well, he's not, you know, he runs a lot of play pass, a lot of misdirection. He pulls the ball down and runs, and you almost have to assign somebody to him because he can break your heart running the ball more than he can passing the ball. And you know, he does a great job kind of in their scheme within what they do, and we're going to have to contain him.
Dan Hawkins is gone, but his offensive coordinator Chris Peterson has stepped into place, and it seems like they haven't skipped a beat.
No, they haven't skipped a beat, and you know, sometimes I think head coaches kind of forget, you know, how valuable the assistant coaches really are in their staffs, and I think Dan is finding that out right now, that maybe he should have taken Chris with him or paid him more money than Boise wanted him to, you know, so he could go. But Chris has done a great job. Their offense has been really, really potent since I've been here at this school, and it's been because of him.
2 weeks, you've done very well against the run. Now you've got Ian Johnson. He's a workhorse for the Broncos. What's it going to take to stop him?
Well, he played against us last year, and you know, you got to gang tackle because he does make a guy miss, and he has speed to take it all the way. He ran away from Oregon State a couple times, and Oregon State has some kids that can really run. So if you don't gang tackle him, if you don't get a lot of guys there around him, you know, he's going to break a tackle and make one guy miss, and you got to have another person there.
What would you say then would be the keys to this game?
Well, I think we have to be able to control their running game. You know, that's what they want to do. They can throw the ball, and they do a lot of misdirection stuff. They do some special plays. It seems like every year, 1 or 2 they have ready for every game, and so you have to be disciplined that way. But we have to control their running game. I think the other things we're going to have to do is special teams. We're going to have to play with the same energy I think we have the last couple of weeks. They've done a great job with their special teams over the course of my 4-year stay here, and we can't have any letdown in that area at all, especially on the road, because the momentum changes so quickly in an opposing stadium on the special teams. And then offensively, you know, I think we're playing pretty good football, but we still make you know, kind of some mistakes that we can't make against good teams. You know, we had the ball down on the 1-yard line, and we fumbled it and didn't get it in on the 4th and 1. And then the play before that, we run a route, and the receiver, you know, all he has to do is take an outside release, and he didn't, and we got tackled on the 1 instead of a stand-up touchdown. And you know, you can't make those mistakes against good teams because you have to get it in.
They are a good team. They're constantly WAC championship after WAC championship after WAC championship. Are they the team that you take a lot of pride in if you can beat them? I mean, this week they're also ranked top 25. They come in at 25.
Yeah, well, you know, you kind of take each team one at a time, and you know, and as a coach, it doesn't matter who you look at on film, they all look like top 25 teams. By the time the game starts, you kind of get that knot in your stomach, and you're kind of wondering if you can pull it off. You know, it doesn't matter what it was. In fact, by the time we teed it up against UNLV, I was wondering, you know, man, they're a lot better. They look better every day. I'm looking at the tape; they're getting better and better. And I think as a coach, you kind of do that. But you know, we shouldn't have any trouble getting motivated to play this team. That's for sure. We haven't beaten them there, and they've kind of, you know, I think we've only beaten them 1 time out of 5 or 6 that I've played against them since I've been here. So, you know, we almost got it done last year, and now it's time to do it on the road.
All right, well, that's the plan. Get it done on the road, beat Boise State. Thanks a lot, Coach. Thanks for being with us today, and we'll catch up with you again next week.
Okay, thanks, Liz.
Still to come, when it came down to choosing the NFL or UH, Samson Satele decided his pro career had to wait. Another reason for Satele to stay. With all the cousins he has as teammates, he could almost make a family tree with the UH roster. Is it true that maybe the NFL is the next step for you?
Yeah, it's an option. Like, it's on my mind, but you know, I love these guys too much to go, so.
That was all WAC offensive lineman Samson Satele after his final game last year. Turns out Satele passed on the big money for the pros and came back for his senior season. His sacrifice, Hawaii's game. Steve Uehara sat down with the senior, a man on a mission in tonight's Under the Helmet.
I didn't come back here to lose without, you know, that WAC championship. So, I mean, that's still in my mind to take this team to a WAC champ.
You can hear the pride in his voice, loud and clear.
Money, go!
And there's a reason for it. Samson Satele has a lot invested with the Warriors. Aside from passing on the NFL, Satele's blood runs deep in this team. He's got 11 cousins on the roster: Braston and Hercules Satele, Mel Amani and Elliot Purcell, Nate Ilawa, Reagan Mawia, and 4 others. He even rooms with a few of them at the on-campus apartments, and the family bond easily flows onto the field.
When you see them go down and put their heads down and, you know, having a bad game, you're always there to pick them up. And it's better for me to tell Mel to pick it up instead of somebody else telling him to pick it up, you know, because we have that, you know, respect for each other. I mean.
Funny thing is, the Kailua grad didn't meet some of his cousins until his senior year in high school, and they got closer after they came to UH.
I remember the first time seeing Mel and Amani. I mean, well, yeah, they were tall when I first met them, and it was weird because I thought I was the biggest guy in the family, and then seeing Mel's way bigger than me, so.
What? Well, I wouldn't say way bigger. Satele stands 6'3", 311 pounds, hardly a pushover. He started every game since 2003. This year, he moves from guard to center, a position with a lot more responsibility.
You got to see the whole field. If the corner's coming, you don't take the protection that way. It's all bad for you. You're going to get it in meetings, but I mean, from guard, you just look from here on, the right guard they're on, but the center, you got to see the whole thing. Make sure everybody sees what you see.
Satele sees everything, so much so the coaching staff has asked him to help out as graduate assistant Dennis McKnight gets used to the system.
When he first came, he was kind of confused, but as time went by, he kind of knew what was going on. So before, I used to take the centers and the guards and make sure they do the right steps and stuff.
There isn't a player on the team that does not respect him, and that's partially because Satele demands it. When asked to put his name on the front of his helmet at the start of training camp, he scribbled in King. But he's already passed that nickname on to a couple of his cousins.
Mel Patel for the defense and Ilawa for the offense, and then he called me the Emperor, so I feel good about that.
Well, the Emperor laid down the law last month. Normally a quiet leader, Sept tore into his teammates. Some of the other players had broken an undisclosed team rule, and Coach June Jones made them run after practice.
When we came together, nobody stood up, so I just stood up, and I didn't want to be that guy, that vocal guy. I just want to show my leadership with actions, but I stood up and, I said my piece, and after that, I felt kind of better than what I felt before.
The team captain is much more comfortable leading by example. He's earned all WAC honors in his freshman, sophomore, and junior years. Last year, he gave up just 2 sacks in 578 pass attempts, and yet he did not cash in.
I don't think I was really ready for NFL. I don't think my strength was there, because I just had my surgery the year before, and everybody thought I could go, but I wanted to go really, but there's a little piece of me that told me to stay back, and I felt comfortable with that decision.
But as Sept thinks ahead to what could be, he can't help but think back to how he got here. Former offensive line coach and dear friend Mike Cavanaugh left for Oregon State last March, and Seteli's been counting the days till they meet again.
Coach Cav brought out the best in me, and he taught me how to do some stuff that I really didn't know that I could do. And when he left, I felt kind of bad, because he recruited me out of high school when I was a junior, and when he left my sophomore year, my junior year, I was kind of pissed off, but when I got redemption December 2nd, when I see him again, they're going to get it.
And with that, Seteli's career will come full circle, battling the man who brought him in and leaving his throne to conquer yet another challenge. I'm Steve Uehara for The June Jones Show.
The June Jones Show on KGMB 9 is sponsored in part by Ahahui Koa Anui Nui.
The 49er great Joe Montana once said, "Confidence is a very fragile thing." The Warriors believe the win over UNLV was the boost in confidence they needed, especially considering who they play next. Hawaii now heads to Boise State, a place where they've never won. We all know the Broncos are the WAC's untouchable. They've been the nation's top-scoring team since 2000 with nearly 42 points a game. They're 37-3 all-time in the conference, and they have never lost a WAC home game. Fortunately, when the Warriors look at last night's game tape, it will show more than confidence. It will show skill, technique, potential, and most importantly, what can come if a game plan is perfectly executed, because that's what it's going to take to beat the Broncos. Our thanks go to Coach Jones for dropping by. For Steve Uehara, I'm Liz Chun. We'll see you next week.